All right, we're here again with ECS Athletics Director and Head Football Coach Tim Smith. Coach, you opened the season last week with a big win over Chattanooga, 54-0. What did you like most about the way the team played in the opener?
Yeah, anytime you can come out in the opener and look as sharp as we did. I thought we looked really sharp. Rested, even though we'd really worked them, they look fresh. We come out fast. I was really pleased with the way we played.
Yeah, you said in the show last week you thought it was important, especially on offense, to get going early. So what do you think was the key to making that happen?
Yeah, we'd really worked on some home run plays, and Eli hit him,
Yeah.
and Miles did the rest. And, they've become over the last couple of years, they've become a really dangerous duo. They can make things happen fast for us.
Well, tonight is a little different. Escambia Academy is a new opponent for us. First time these two programs have ever met. So what do we know about the Cougars and what concerns you the most about them?
Yeah, they have a long history of tradition in AISA. They won many AISA state championships in 11-man football. I think they just went to 8-man 2 years ago. And it wasn't but 5 or 6 years ago they won Class 2A in 11-man. And their school just fell off a little bit, but it's coming back. They're very talented. They're always athletic. They're going to be well coached. They're big. Of course, anybody we play this year, if you look at us, they're going to be big because we're not very big this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they're going to be athletic, and we're going to have to play one of our best games to have a shot.
Well, when you face a team you've never played before, how much of the preparation is about studying the opponent versus making sure your own team is doing what it does best?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. We went back and got 3 of their films from last year, their last 3 ball games, or 2 of their 2 playoff games, and then a game earlier in the season. A friend of mine helped me out a little bit. And so same coaches there, but not the same coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
So on offense, we're really not sure what they're going to do. On defense, you better find number 10 at the Mike linebacker. He's really good.
Okay.
And so, yeah, and then to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do on offense and defense, I always tell them, it doesn't matter what they're doing. If we do what we're supposed to, we'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, Escambia comes in, as you said, with a lot of tradition and a physical style of football. What are the keys for Evangel tonight?
Yeah, we got to tackle well. We really do. They're big. Their quarterback, he's like 6'1", 185. That's a big kid.
Yeah.
And then we don't know who the running back is going to be because they lost him and they lost their quarterback from last year. So we're not sure who's going to be in the backfield. But just by their team photo, they got some good-looking kids.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got a lot of production from some of those key players, as you mentioned last week. Who are maybe some guys you expect to have a big impact tonight?
Yeah, we've really worked on it and talked about it this week. I thought Zach Davis starting at right guard last week for the first time, he did a good job. He's only going to get better and better and better. We showed him film, and showed him what he did wrong, what he did right, what he can work on. And Zach's the type kid that he'll do it. Mm-hmm. He'll listen to you and he'll work. And then you can see, of course, we got Ben out there, Ben Davis, and Eli and Isaac looked good last week. You got James Wolf at center. He did a really good job last week. And Jackson Loudon, who I call Jack Reacher, he played well. But I told them all we haven't played our best, and so we've got to turn it up a little bit this week. I'll be honest. But I'm really worried about tackling. We have to tackle well tonight.
Well, it's still early, but I guess you probably just answered this question. What are you hoping to see improved from week 1 to week 2?
Yeah, we did some stuff on offense I thought was good, but then some of our basic stuff, we kind of struggled a little bit last week. So we went back to the drawing board on some of that and worked on it. We're a big counter team. We pull a lot. We trap a lot. And we had some mishaps in that, and we can't. That's what we tell the linemen. You cannot mess up our counters and our traps because that's who we are. Mm-hmm. And so we got to be able to run our bread and butter better. Yeah. I thought we struggled a little bit last week. I know the score was out of hand, but Chattanooga did some things with their defense that kind of challenged us a little bit, and I'm glad they did. Mm-hmm. Coach King did a great job. They were outmanned a little bit, and that happens from time to time.
Yeah.
Probably won't be the case tonight.
Right. Well, it's a big night for the program in general. We've got the reunion, players coming back for 10. This is your 10th year at Evangel, and we got some players coming back for a reunion, that guys that played for you. When you look at that group, what goes through your mind?
Man, how fast 10 years goes by.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to believe, to be honest, that this is my 10th year. How many good kids, we've got kids that's already graduated from here that's got kids.
Yeah.
Some of them's got 2.
Yeah, married and got kids.
Yeah, and I got kids just in these 10 years that are in the service, that are, they've got jobs, they've started their own companies. Some of them still in college. It's fun to look back.
Yeah.
And see where and there's some of them I have no idea where they're at.
Mm.
I've told them all. I said, man, if somebody could get John Lloyd, we would all love to see John Lloyd one more time. I have no idea where he's at. Haven't heard from him since the last game we played, but would love to see him and some of those kids tonight. I hope they come back. I call them kids. They'll always be my kids, but I'd like to see some of those young men come back tonight.
That was your first year?
First year.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
John Lloyd. Man,
Blast from the past.
We tell Coach Clay all the time, you would have loved to coach John Lloyd because his motor run 199 every play at practice. I got a funny for you. That we used to, Hagan, when he was first here, especially our first year, Hagan would play quarterback a lot. He still does. Not quite as fast as he used to be. He got that dad bod now. But he would play quarterback, and John Lloyd would just get after him. And so one day I told him, I said, just go on and get him. Hagan just has to take off running and throws the ball up because John Lloyd's after him. He's going to tackle him if he can grab him. But there was a lot of good kids,
That's good stuff.
that played on those early teams that we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, so you've coached a lot of players, obviously, over the years. What do you hope those former players remember most about playing football for you?
Yeah, of course, you always say the wins are great, but I'll be honest, it's the time that we're together, when they come and hang out in my office in the afternoon. I love that.
Right.
Not as many this year as I've had in the past, but there was years where there'd be 15 to 20. You've come up there and you can't walk in the door, and they're just talking like I'm not even there sometimes.
Yeah.
And I love that part, the camaraderie. And used to have breakfast with some of them on Friday mornings on game day. Carson Donovan, Eli Whitfield, Hunter Atkins we'd meet at the Waffle House.
Yeah.
And Coach Jack Donovan would go with us. And then Coach Jack and I finally talked him into going to Cracker Barrel. Not that we have anything against Waffle House, just very tight. But,
sure.
Those things. And having lunch with some of them on game day. We used to do that. And just the camaraderie. And each year is a different group. Mm-hmm. And they have each team has their own personality.
Yeah.
And I remember that about all of them.
So one of the great things about high school football is, as you mentioned, the relationships. Sometimes they can last long after the last game. Are there former players that you still hear from regularly or that come around and y'all become friends? Or?
Oh, yeah. There's a few even back from my days at Cornerstone, Kirk Johnson, who's the head coach at Benjamin Russell. We usually talk. I hadn't talked to him this week. He's got Vestavia tonight, so he's got his hands full.
Yep.
But we talk, and then there's some other kids that's played for me, that I talked to. I texted Tyler Henderson a couple of weeks ago, and after Tyler's wife had their baby, of course, I texted and congratulated them. And, there's some that come around, and call or text. And got a lot of good texts this week from some of the kids, of course, that can't be back. They're in college or they're out of the state. But I had a lot of texts this week. It meant a lot to me.
That's awesome. Yeah, speaking of Tyler, I pulled up YouTube and was looking at some of the stuff on the channel, and how when you load the page, it shows you all these videos, suggested videos, and one of them was 2016, the year before you came to Evangel.
Mm-hmm.
Evangel was playing Kingwood.
Tyler was the quarterback.
Up in Jacksonville at Jacksonville State. I guess they had like a jamboree
they
or
did,
something.
Yeah.
And Tyler Henderson, 8th grader, was playing quarterback for Kingwood. He wasn't 6'6" or
No.
whatever, but you could see his shoes were his feet were big. It's like he was on skis out there.
We played him at Cornerstone that year. That was always one of our rivals, and Tyler was in the 8th grade, and I had a pretty good team that year. I had a friend over there that was coaching them, and he had just abandoned the running game and was just throwing it every place. So we had just worked on just pinning our ears and going and getting that little 8th grader. And it's funny, I told him as we come off the field there, I kind of ran over towards Coach for Kingwood, and I said, Sheldon, you got to stop. I said, we're going to kill that kid. He said, we're going to throw it. I said, okay, well, we're going to hit him. But he kept getting up. And then, lo and behold, I come over here, and Jamie Henderson meets me over here. And the coach that was there left and recommended that he and Kobe come over here and play for me.
Yeah.
That's how I met him. I didn't know him.
Was it the next year they closed the
2
program?
years.
2 years?
We
Okay.
played them one time when I was here.
That's right. Your first year, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, is there a particular former player or former team that stands out when you think about your time at Evangel?
You're not setting me up with that one. Look, if I
There's
do
so
it, I'm
many
going to have to
good
go all
ones.
the way back to my Cornerstone days because Hagan and them give me a hard time about my 2005 basketball team that won it. And then Hagan and a bunch of his buddies on 2012, and we won it.
Gotcha.
And they used to go at it. And
About which one was a better
so I
team?
used to tell them, I used to always tell them, they say, who you think win? I said, well, which one am I going to coach? So, no, we have been blessed beyond belief here.
Yeah.
We really have. God has been so good to us. You know, Scott, I'm not that good. I'm not. I got some assistant coaches that are a lot better than me, but God has blessed us with some kids that believe in what we believe in, and they buy into it. And I'll tell you the other part of it, and I believe this with all my heart. I can go back to my high school days when I had 3 coaches at Shelby County High School in 4 years, and I didn't think any of them liked me till Ricky Seal walked in the door. And I think kids realize when you truly care about them and you love them,
Yeah.
and you do, it's not just so they'll play for you, but they will.
Right.
You know, they'll go through that wall for you on Friday. Today, I tell the kids all the time, most of y'all can probably whoop me now because I'm an old guy, but if you talk about Ricky Seal, you're going to have to.
Well, if you could go back and talk to yourself during your first season at Evangel, what would you tell that Coach Smith?
Ooh, man, hang on for the ride.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I couldn't have dreamed this. I really couldn't. Angie and I both, when we prayed for, I guess it was about 3 months. Well, I know I did. Angie had done made up her mind about a week after they offered me the job. But, it's just been a heck of a ride, and God's been good to us. I think that guy had no idea 10 years ago what he was in for. I'd never won a state football championship. Had been blessed to win a baseball and a couple of basketballs, but had never won football. And get over here, and it's just like I always told Bill Snuggs, y'all didn't hire me to fix this. Y'all just hired me not to wreck it.
Yeah.
Because they was winning before I got here. So we've just tried to make sure and, keep it going.
Hold the rope.
Hold the rope. That's right.
So how do you think maybe the program has changed since that first season in 2017? Not the first season of the program, obviously, but your first season here.
Right. I think we've grown. I think everybody you can see the school's grown, the athletic program's grown. We've added sports to the program since I got here. Our soccer program has just taken off. I mean, our girls won it this past year, and the boys were runner-up in AISA, and our golf team, our tennis team won the state championship in AISA last year. I think it's a program as a whole. I can't just look at football, but as a whole, the program has just blossomed. I don't know if
Been
anybody
fun to
could.
watch.
Yeah, I guess. I hadn't really watched it. I really believe there's going to be a day when I retire, and I get to sit down and I look back, and I'm going to miss the ride that I was on, because right now I'm in the middle of that ride, and I'm not ready to leave yet. And so it's kind of hard to look back too much because everybody says you've won this and that. Yeah, but I'm worried about tonight.
Yeah.
I want to be the Escambia tonight. Them others don't matter to me tonight, but one day they will. I'll look back and go, man, what a ride.
Couple of last questions here in closing. What, over these 10 years, what have the players taught you? You've obviously taught them a lot, but what have the players taught you?
Man, the teamwork, the camaraderie. I think a lot of people do have a sense of what homeschool is like. They have an imagination of what they believe it's like. It's completely, mine was too. I was wrong.
Yeah.
You think of homeschool kids, and I had a coach tell me one time, well, y'all can practice all day. No, we can't. One, I'm too old, get too tired. But, our kids go to classes.
Yeah.
They actually do school. But the camaraderie they have when they get here, Because, they may not see each other. Like when football's over with, there was a couple of kids I hadn't seen since football last year because they don't come to basketball games or baseball games.
Right.
So it's camaraderie when they're together. They make a team, but they glue it together.
Absolutely. So we'll bring it back to tonight. You got the reunion, the former players being recognized at halftime, brand new opponent on the field. Does that make tonight feel a little different to you more personally?
Yeah, a little more nervous than normal because I got some stuff going on before the game that I don't usually. It's kind of messed my schedule up just a little bit,
Right.
but I'm excited to see them. But yeah, it's still at the when the lights come on and the ball's teed up, it'll just be us and them. And I hope to have a lot of those former players on the sideline. I'm inviting them into the dressing room for the pregame speech, and then they can come on the field and hang out with us during the ball game.
Yeah.
I hope a bunch of them get to come tonight, but I understand that they've got other things. They've got lives
Sure.
now, and they got college. And
I know both of my boys got work commitments and won't be here, and I hate it, but that's life, right?
it is, and that's how we train them.
Yeah.
Y'all do, and with the coaches that are here, that's our job, is to prepare them to move on, and
Yeah.
hopefully they get to come back another day. I've had so many texts though talking about, Coach, I wish I could be there tonight, but they can be here or not. I still know who they are. I still
Yeah.
remember our time together. I can go all the way back to my first football game here and how nervous I was. We played Evangel Montgomery down there in Montgomery, and I was used to getting the kids and putting them on a bus, and we didn't have a bus. So Hagan and I rode together, and I was as scared as I've ever been, even before the first football game I ever coached at Cornerstone. I've never been that nervous. I ain't gonna say scared, but nervous.
Yeah.
Because
Are all the players going to get there?
Yeah, that was part of it. And man, if somebody has an accident or they have a blowout or a flat, how y'all do this?
Yeah.
And as you know, we now take charter buses a lot of times, but
Yeah.
not all the time. Like when we go to East Central or somewhere, they have to get there, and that's been different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was as nervous as I've ever been in my career that night because I knew that Evangel had been winning.
Right.
Man, I did not want to come in here and mess this up.
Well, you've done a great job, Coach, and we're excited to catch some more Friday Night Lightning tonight. And
Yes, sir.
Yeah, should be a good game. It's going to be fun to watch, and so we'll catch up again next week. Strike Lightning.
Yes, sir. Strike Lightning.
Oh.
Senior, Captain, and NXS Spirit and Strength Award. Caitlin Brown, Senior, Captain, NXS.
Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, mic check.
Sutton James, Junior.
We're back.
All right, we apologize for that technical difficulty right there. So let me welcome everybody back to Evangel home opener against Escambia County Cougars at Montevallo, Alabama at Clayton O'Neill Field. Well, right now it's about 90 degrees, but feels like 95. So our matchup tonight, we are 1-0 against the Escambia County Cougars, who is their first game of the year coming in. Last year, Escambia was the first year they did 8-man football, and they finished second in the AISA division. The Cougars are led by Coach Larry Nichols, and at the helm for our Lightning for the last 10 years is Coach Tim Smith. And we'll talk about that in just a moment, but here's the broadcast team. Running producer and the stream is Scott Stafford. On camera tonight is senior ECS student Ross Gurley. I'm your play-by-play, Matt Holmes. And assisting me tonight as the color analyst, very special, Jason Simmons, uncle and brother to many of the Holmes. How are you doing tonight, Jason?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And as our captains make their way out, we see that's number 3, senior Ben Davis. Number 9, senior Eli Black. And number 2, senior Jack Nivens, all played vital roles in the game last week. And there's a lot to be excited about because this Lightning team is coming off a great opening night last week. The performance was pretty clear. Evangel 54, the Chattanooga Patriots 0. It's not just a win, it's a statement. And last Friday night, the Lightning traveled to Chattanooga and completely controlled the game, shutting down the Patriots while putting 54 points on the scoreboard. The final score tells you the results, but it doesn't tell you the entire story. What stood out was the way Evangel played. We played fast, physical, and we played together. And most importantly, we played with confidence. But tonight is a new game. Like I said, we take on the Cougars from Atmore, Alabama. So, Jason, let's talk about some of the Lightning offense.
Well, the Lightning offense, Evangel, they've got a lot of athletic ability.
Hold 1 second. We're getting ready to have the convocation for the prayer tonight, and then we will get back with you.
Perfect.
So we got 2 minutes, Jason. So we'll get to the first one. Evangel has tremendous athletic ability across their roster, and one of the things this group is dangerous is versatility. Tell us about the quarterback, Jason.
Well, Eli Black, senior, a lot of leadership, a lot of athleticism. If you look at his season from last year, 62.3% completion rate, almost 1,900 passing yards. He was 24 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, which is phenomenal. But, he can't do it without his team.
Yeah, so if you're looking on the screen right now, we popped up a graphic that has those amazing stats you just read about. Go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, 9.9 yards per carry, so almost every time he touches the ball, he's 10.
Yeah.
Almost 1,950 yards rushing, 41 rushing touchdowns, which is phenomenal considering he was actually injured for a game or two.
Yes.
But, the thing about that is it's not you just don't have one player. You've got a young quarterback in Matthew Cobb, number 8, who filled in for him last year.
And we'll come back and talk about Matthew in just a moment. We now have the convocation coming up for the Evangel Lightning.
Important.
Now, would everyone please stand and remove cover for our prayer of invocation, then remain standing for our national anthem. Tonight's prayer will be given by ECS Administrator Bill Snuggs.
Thank you. Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, we are in awe of you. You have blessed us beyond our wildest dreams. You have come to us to save us through your Son, and we rejoice in who you are. We're also grateful tonight for all the things you have done here at ECS. We thank you for bringing Escambia safely to us tonight to play a game of football, and we thank you for all the many reasons we have to celebrate. We thank you for everyone here. We want to thank you especially for the 10 years of richness that you have brought us through Coach Smith and through those who have had the vision to bring him here and for his willingness to answer your call to be here. We want to thank you for the success that you've given him, and we want to mostly thank you for the lives that he has influenced for the gospel. We thank you for those here tonight who've come to honor and thank him, and for the many lives that will be affected forever by his dedication to his craft, his sport, to you and to this school. So as we honor him tonight, we pray that you would focus our hearts on you. And we pray that you would bless this evening together. We thank you for it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Tonight's colors are presented by the Bessemer Civil Air Patrol Color Guard.
All right, and what a special treat from the Bessemer Civil Air Patrol Color Guard right now. And I know we have several of our military servicemen and women listening, especially I know a selfish plug for me, Drake Holmes, who serves with the Air National Guard out of the 117th. They've been deployed since March. Scott, I know you have children in the service. Our military servants. So we thank all those that are watching and listening out there to this very special home opener game as the captains meet in the middle. And for the captains on the Cougar side, looks like kind of huddled up down there. I see a number 2, Braylon Snow. Number 3, Cameron Bryan. And the two guys on the wing, we have 24. That's Grant Sasser. And the other one has his jersey tucked up. Looks like number 1, Tragan James. So those are the captains getting some instructions from the refs. There's the coin toss. So it looks like we've deferred.
Evangel has won the toss. They have deferred.
And so the Cougars are going to kick off tonight, and pay attention to their kicker. They have a big kicker. His name is senior 24, Grant Sasser, over 6 feet, 200 pounds. So expect some fireworks from there. Jason, we kind of got interrupted. You were getting ready to talk about that up-and-coming quarterback, sophomore Matthew Cobb.
Yeah. So, you know, Matthew's had some meaningful playing time. Last week he was 5 of 8 for 84 yards last Friday. So, feel confident that if something would to happen, Cobb can step in and take care of business.
Absolutely. Had a great game last night.
But,
you hear the train horn. That means the Lightning are getting ready to come out of the tunnel as we see our cheerleaders and color guard down there getting ready to welcome the team. And you can't see it, but there is a big crowd tonight as we talked about the 10-year reunion of Coach Smith's team making their way to the field with their families. And we'll certainly touch on that later this evening. But the music's getting pumped up. The crowd is getting excited. The sun is finally bending down in the west behind the trees. It's almost game time. I smell the grass and electricity in the air, waiting for the Lightning to come out of the tunnel. And here they come, led by number 3, Ben Davis, senior. They're ready to play as the Cougars are down, and we'll call it on the north end zone with their breakaway Escambia Cougars. We're about 7.5 minutes away from this. Jason, tell us a little bit about junior running back Isaac Griffith.
Well, worked hard in the offseason.
Yes.
Last week, 9 carries, 64 yards, 7 yards per carry. So,
yeah, a big
you've got some supporting cast there.
Yeah, last year his average carry was about 3 to 4 yards. He was kind of that bulldog that helped us get those short yardage games, but he had some big breakout plays, and a lot of it was due to what Coach Smith talked about in the Coach Smith show. Our lineman, James Wolf, down there doing a great job at center. Early in the year, we really struggled with the center position, getting that shotgun formation under control. But since the beginning, we've been pretty solid at that position. And then we also have the dual threat of senior number 3, Miles Davis, and junior number 12, Cruz Romano. They combined for 8 completions and over 190 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns between them. And so if we look to the keys to victory, Jason, what's the number 1 we have to do?
We got to establish the run.
Yeah.
We got to run first, get physical, and dominate the line of scrimmage. You got to run it. You got to make them tackle.
Yeah, and that was a big thing Coach Smith talked about. What we have to do on our side of the ball is tackle. We did pretty good last week, but there were a few plays where they broke free trying to do some arm tackles, so we needed to see that aggression come up to the game. And we're actually going to get started, it looks like a few minutes early here, as we see Sawyer Welch out there for the Lightning as he started out last week. His first kickoff of the week was kind of a line drive up the middle, bounced around, and we recovered for the as far as our opening kickoff. So let's see what Coach Smith has dialed up here for the Lightning as we see number 1, Tragan James, deep for the Cougars. He's a senior, and he's one of the guys that Coach Nichols, the head coach, talked about in an interview earlier this week with 8-Man Extreme. Is the smell of the grass nostalgic for you, Jason? Does it bring back memories?
It does. It does. Whether it was me playing in high school or coaching flag football.
Yeah.
Either one.
And there's the onside kick, and it's bouncing around. It's still on the ground. It's almost exactly like last week, but number 2, Braylon Snow, comes up with the ball. So good hands by Snow as our defense takes the field.
It was a bold call at the beginning of the game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you haven't been to many, but that is kind of the signature for Evangel the last few years. We're going to onside the heck out of you. Just with 8-man football, it's hard to cover these deep kicks because there's so much room to run. So we're going to see what Coach Nichols over there on the far sideline has lined up with the Cougars. They're in white uniforms, burgundy helmets. Quarterback up under center, 2 wide outs to one wide out to the far side, 1 to the near side. We're playing a 3-3-2. And it's a fake handoff, looking to pass early as there's a flag. Looks like Loudon was blocked in the back.
Holder flag.
On the play.
Yep.
Holding.
Yep.
On the Cougars.
Holding on the play. We made great penetration. That was number 16, Jackson Morris, 5'9" junior, got up the field to make them rush through that play. So we have Jack Nivens out there at one end and Jackson Loudon on the other, making pursuit, and number 22 at nose guard. That's Isaac Griffith. Very effective last week on the defensive side. So now they're in the shotgun type formation. That's Cameron Bryan. He's going to take it himself, a big guy. He's trying to get outside. Ben Davis takes him down, but not after about a 14-yard gain. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. What'd you see there, Jason?
Good block by Escambia and a great open field tackle to prevent the touchdown.
Yeah, that's one of the things that Coach Smith talked about, big quarterback. He was actually a receiver last year, and when their quarterback graduated, he had to step up in a big way. He's a big presence. As it's a handoff, we get up there through
Good
the middle.
penetration.
Yep, number 25 for us gets through there quickly. Not 25.
22.
22, yeah, Isaac Griffith. But they come up, no gain, 2nd and 10.
Yep, good penetration on the defensive line right there.
So they're checking their wristbands for the play. They got 3 wideouts to the far side and 1 wideout, so 4 wideouts. He's all alone looking to pass. Here comes Griffith, got a hand on him. And Jack Nivens and Jackson Loudon take him down for about a 5-yard loss. What did you see right there, Jason?
22 shot off like a rocket through that line.
Yeah, Griffith.
He went in between the gap and just disrupted the play.
Absolutely. He's the one who started that disruption, and then the Jack and Jackson both got there as bookends to take down big number 3, Cameron Bryan.
Yep, teammates helped him out as he got
indeed.
through.
So now they got 3 wideouts to the far side. They kind of got a little bit of a hurry-up offense going on out here. Maybe a screen. He's looking to draw. And here comes Jackson Nitzeman around the corner. Takes him down for about another 6-yard loss. That's going to bring up 4th and about 22. We'll see if they bring their big kicker out to punt.
Yeah, Nivens on that play shot off. Got around the corner really quick. It's a great start for the Lightning defense.
Absolutely, and they are going for it. They're on their own 34-yard line. It may be a quick punt as they sub in number 24. That's Grant Sasser. He's the kicker we had talked about earlier. During the pregame, he was kicking some 40 and 45-yarders, so we know he has a strong leg. As Davis deep for the Lightning.
Good
nice
punt.
high spirally punt. Clean catch by Davis. Nowhere to go.
Yep.
Great kind of open field push by number 12, Marshall Gandy.
Yep. Great stand for the Lightning defense, and we'll see what they do on offense.
Yeah, so we're kind of pinned a little deep, starting at our own 18-yard line. As we see Eli Black out there, going to be at the quarterback position. Sawyer Welch and Ben Davis look like will be the wideouts, and Isaac Griffith, the Bulldog, going to be lined up at the running back position. Let's see how we handle this big line. They got a big nose guard right there. Number 4, Jay Forney, just a sophomore. So in the shotgun formation, split left and right. Ben Davis to the near side. Nice snap, looking to pass early. He's getting pushed out of the pocket, trying to find room, spins out of another, and works his way back to the line of scrimmage. They got back there pretty quick, Jason.
Yeah, that was a good push by the Escambia defensive line.
And I think it just took a little bit for the play to develop as Davis had a deep kind of slant route. I didn't see what Welch ran on the other side, but nevertheless, it is 2nd and 11 for the Lightning.
It was good coverage by number 2 for Escambia.
Fake handoff. It's a kind of a screen pass, short pass over to Davis. That's going to bring up 3rd and 11. So right now, pinned a little deep, not much momentum for the Lightning as we're 0 for 2 in the passing game. So like I said, the Cougars travel from Atmore, Alabama. That's pretty far south. Long travel, but that does not seem to have affected them on defense right now as we come out of the huddle. Isaac Griffith flanking Eli. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little jab step. Nope, it's going to be a fake, and we're looking deep over the middle, and he's getting it to Davis, and Davis tripped up. No flag. They're maybe saying it was not catchable. So that brings up 4th and long, a position we're not used to seeing early in the game for Evangel.
It's good coverage.
Yeah, great coverage, running step for step down the sideline. We'll be interested to see if the Lightning punt right here. May try to draw them off sides to give us a shorter field or longer field to make a play. We have Davis to the near side, Welch to the far side. And it's a quick punt by Eli Black. Great call. And it's got a great Evangel roll all the way down to about the 13-yard line. So that's a 10, 20, 30, almost a 40-yard net punt for Eli Black. Great leg, but we flipped the field, and the Cougars are getting ready to take on offense. Jason, what did you see there that Evangel struggled on in the offense early?
They struggled with pressure.
Yeah.
They got Escambia got good pressure
Yeah.
on that series, so
and that's
they're going to have to figure that out.
Yeah, and that's one of the things Coach Smith talked about was that speed on their side.
They went 3 straight pass plays,
Yep.
and they got pressure, so they're going to have to figure that out. But that was a good flip of the field.
Yep.
So now we can let Evangel's defense do what they need to do.
So a low snap, struggling with it. He's going to take it himself up the middle and grab by Cruz Romano at first, and then finally taken down. Who's getting up? Number 16, that's Venable. But after a strong run by the quarterback, number 3, Cameron Bryan. And in for Isaac Griffith is number 34. That's Caden Jackson, a senior for the Lightning. He had 1 tackle last week and 1 tackle for a loss. There's the snap. Good snap. Nivens finds good pursuit. Just gets knocked off as he comes around the corner. Venable trying to take him down on the sideline.
Good open field tackle by number 13.
Yeah, great job. And as Coach Smith talked about early, big quarterback. He's going to be hard to take down. Nivens just needs to wrap up right there. And, again, you talked about it earlier, Jason. We need some help right there. It's going to take more than just one guy to bring down Cameron Bryan.
Yep. You got to win the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm. So they've crossed midfield. It is 1st and 10 on the Lightning 38. Bring a man in motion. And it's going to be a handoff. The ball's on the ground. The Lightning may have fallen on it. Nope. Tragan James falls on it. Little trouble on the exchange right there, Jason.
Yeah. Now it's 2nd and 14, so it's Lightning's ahead of the chains at this point.
All right, so time out.
Injure player.
Timeout for the Cougars, so we're going to take a quick break with you. You're watching Evangel Lightning Football.
Team Massey Properties has 44 years of real estate knowledge and experience serving the real estate needs of Shelby, Jefferson, Chilton, and surrounding counties. Offering aggressive marketing strategies to position your property for the sale in an ever-changing real estate market. Commercial, residential, investment, land, and farm real estate services. Call or text Matt Massey for all of your real estate needs. Let's go Lightning! Family owned and operated for over 50 years, Shelby Concrete operates 9 ready-mix concrete plants from Central Alabama to the Gulf Coast. For your commercial, residential, or industrial service needs, visit their website today and ask for a quote. ShelbyConcrete.com.
All right, and we are back after that timeout break. 7:19 remaining in the first quarter. Bryan in the shotgun as Snow goes in motion. And here we come off the corners. The middle's open right up.
Oh, interception!
There goes Eli Black. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10. Bye-bye, Eli. Pick 6. Touchdown, Lightning!
Touchdown, Lightning!
I tell you what, Matt, that was great reflexes by Black.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised the quarterback didn't take it himself. He had plenty of room right there, but he tried to dip it off, and they both got there at the same time. So Eli Black takes it in, and Lightning strikes first as we bring out our typical, Jason, you're not going to be used to this. We typically go for 2 every time.
Yeah.
And I know Coach Nichols talked about they're going to kick it every time.
Yeah. But that last play, he could have run it probably for the first down.
Yeah.
But he threw it, and it just popped out of his receiver's hands.
Look for Griffith around the corner as he's trying to get to the edge. He makes one spin move
No.
and doesn't get there. Taken down by number 10, that's senior Nick Bowen. Big 6'1", 170 pounds. So great job by the Cougars with the stop on the 2-point play as we get ready for kickoff. I did want to mention a few things about Coach Nichols and the Cougars. So one of the things we need to look out for is receivers junior, number 2, Braylon Snow, and sophomore number 15, Kai Bartholomew. So those are guys to be on the lookout for. And he had an interview earlier this week, and one of the things he talked about was their pregame meals, and they always go to Chick-fil-A. And the quote I have from Coach Nichols is, "Got to get some of the Lord's chicken in you before the game." So we know they stopped at Chick-fil-A, and good for them. And just a great guy. He started the program, or started as head coach in the program in 2019. Been very successful since then. Again, had a big run last year. It's their first time in 8-man football. And we see our kickoff team out there, Sawyer Welch, getting ready to tee it up. Sometimes we'll see an onside or like a line drive kick up the middle. And we've been pretty successful so far this season. As you saw on his first one, there was a pinball game out there between the players, but the Cougars ended up with it.
Well, we're only midway through the first quarter, and you can tell that Escambia is here to compete.
Absolutely.
Good players.
Another onside kick goes through one guy's hands, and that's number 15 again who falls on it. That's Kai Bartholomew, who we talked about earlier, one of their key receivers. He's just a sophomore this year for the Cougars. The Cougars just had 14 guys on their team last year. Their program has built that up to 23 this year. As we see the exchange of footballs and one of the Twinkies in their key Lightning suit. I don't know, Jason, is that Jimmy or Marcus? Can you tell the difference?
That is Jimmy.
Okay, the uncle knows more than I do.
Well, I asked them before they came, so I memorized what they were wearing.
All right, so Brian in the shotgun is going to take it up the middle. There's really nowhere to go as Eli Black comes through the middle. I think he was down. Yeah, they're going to say he was down, maybe a 1-yard gain. But like you were talking about, the game's up the middle on the line, and great job collapsing that pocket.
Good job by the line.
All right, so 2nd and 9, 6:45 and counting down. They're trying to get their plays all set up as our defense is ready to go. Nivens and Loudon, our ends. We're walking up, looking to blitz. Here he comes up the middle, just missed him. Venable with a great hit.
Number 3, Brian with the carry.
Gets him down, but not after about an 8-yard gain, so it's going to be 3rd and short for the Cougars.
Gained about 8 on the play.
Yeah, quarterback saw a gap and took it.
Yep. And that's something that we're going to have to adjust to as the game goes on. We really hadn't seen him throw outside of that last interception we had in the last series. So they're trying to make something happen in the air, but we're just collapsing that pocket. And it's going to be a handoff up the middle and brought down hard by Jack Nivens coming around the corner, but not after a first down for the Cougars by big number 1. That's Trajan James, a senior, who Coach Nichols talked about as a player to look out for. And was that a timeout, Rick?
It is a timeout.
Okay. And before we go to timeout, Scott, who are our first period sponsors?
Timeout on the field.
First quarter sponsors are Window Wonders 205 and Schofield Performance.
Awesome. Thank you so much to those wonderful sponsors. Scott, do we have time for an ad real quick? All right, let's go to an ad.
Located in the Meadowbrook area on Highway 280, Perrin & Sons is a family-owned company that has been serving Shelby County for over 40 years. They carry landscape supplies including mulch, pine straw, topsoil, sand, pea gravel, decorative stones, and much more. Give them a call or go by and see them today.
Noble Bank and Trust provides banking and financial services to meet a wide range of business and personal needs. Noble Bank and Trust. Welcome to personal banking.
All right, and we are back after that heat timeout as looked like almost the entire Evangel coaching staff talking to the defense right there, trying to figure out a way to stop this run game by the Cougars as the quarterback is all by himself in the backfield. 4 receivers. We got 4 men on the line looking to blitz right here. And again, there's Jack and Jackson trying to flush him out of the pocket, and he just kind of makes a smart move, throws it away. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10. What'd you see right there, Jason?
A good pressure by the Evangel defensive line.
Yeah.
It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Cougars.
And it's just hard when you got a quarterback that elusive because that can be the blessing and the curse. You get to him quick, but then he could break it out for a 15, 20-yard gain.
They need to keep gap contained.
All right, so they come out 2 wideouts to the far side. 1 as there's the snap. Little tight end dump out in the flats, and he's going to make it up to the middle. 5-10, touchdown Cougars. No flags on the field, and he just scooted out of there outside the line.
To number 2, Braylon Snow, pass complete. Result of the play is touchdown Cougars.
Well, Evangel's been blitzing, and they threw it behind the blitz.
Yep, great play call.
It was a great play call by Escambia to counter the blitz by Evangel.
All right, so a lefty kicker right here, number 24. That's Grant Sasser, senior. And looks like it was a low kick, but up through the uprights. And the Cougars take the lead 7-6 about halfway through this first period. So your Lightning 6, the Cougars are 7. Jason, what's your game plan as you're a coach down there on how to contain this big quarterback?
You got to they've been running up the middle. They've been running outside. I don't know what the answer is right now.
Yeah, right. I don't know if we need to bring in another linebacker and just be 1 corner short. But again, as we heard and Coach Smith talked about, that coaching staff over there is a great staff. They got a new coordinator, so we didn't really have any film to watch on last year as far as anything this year with their new coordinator. So that's been an early struggle for us.
Well, what I've seen so far is when they run up the middle, they kick out.
Yep.
And the quarterback has 5 or 7 yards to run up the middle. So
easy.
That'll be a counter they may have to adjust at halftime.
All right, so Ben Davis deep for the Lightning as they trot out one more guy to get their 8 guys onto the field.
But, that was one of the keys at the beginning of the game was line of scrimmage.
Yep, absolutely.
You got to figure out how to control that.
And some of the tackling, we're seeing some arm tackling out there. Plus, the dude's big as a deep kick. It's going to be right to Ben. He catches it about the 6-yard line. We're trying to set up a wall. He's going to get on the outside. He's to the 25, cuts back to the middle, to the 40, to the 30, to the 20. There's nothing but brake lights. Bye, Ben, but it's taken down at about the 2-yard line.
Kickoff return by number 3, Ben Davis.
Great blocking on that kickoff.
Brought down by the Cougars at the Cougar 2-yard line, where it'll be 1st and goal.
So there's a man down, the one who tackled him. I can't see the number. I don't know if it's 11 or 11. Yeah, that's number 11, Cameron Perkins, who just turned on the afterburners to chase down Ben Davis. And it looks like he's getting up a little bit on his own accord. They need to take it easy with him. Don't get him out there too quick. But a great burst of excitement for the Lightning fans here. Again, as we have a big celebration, a lot of former players back here down on the sideline watching from the stands as number 11 trots out under his own power. So that's
okay.
That's great to
great
see.
News. Yep. Great blocking on that kickoff return.
Absolutely. So I wouldn't be surprised if we try to see a little more action from Isaac Griffith, especially being on the 1-yard line. As we're in a tight set. No, we'll have Davis and Welch to this near side. Nope, we're going to be 2 flanking to the right. Might be a counter play as Davis goes out wide. And Eli's going to take it up the middle, almost untouched. Touchdown, Lightning!
Touchdown, Lightning.
And like you said, the line just opened a huge hole right there for Eli.
Yep. You got to love motion, too, because it makes a guy come out of the middle.
Spreads the field.
Good call.
All right, so that makes your score Evangel Lightning 12, Escambia Academy Cougars 7 with 5:13 to go as we're lining up for the extra point. As usual, looks like a 2-point attempt. We're very successful last week. We had a couple of out routes that we used to Davis last week that were very successful. And we have a tight end. Is that Cruz on the end over there? He's eligible. That was a little same play almost. Eli trying to fight his way, still on his feet, stretches out, but no gain as the Cougars stop us 2 times in a row on the extra point attempt. So after a lightning strike early, our defense has got to get right back at it. I'm sure the coaches were down there on the sideline discussing with the defense a game plan to contain this quarterback and really kind of contain the middle of the field. Because like you said, Jason, he'll get up the middle and then he spreads it out to the corner, and he's sometimes off to the races.
Yeah. I mean, they're countering, and got to figure that out.
Yep.
And their last touchdown was set up by a fake counter.
Yes, it was.
And then dumped it off underneath and let them run. So got to figure that out.
All right, so the Cougars take it out, bring their team out to receive. And looks like they're going to bring some more guys to the line this time, expecting the onside, but maybe a little razzle-dazzle pooch over here. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Nivens comes and does an onside. We saw that last year as we see Coach Smith giving some final instructions to Welch. The whistle's blown. Let's see what the approach is. And again, another onside kick, and great job. He kicked a little bit softer right there for kind of an easy catch right there for number 12. That's Marshall Gandy, a senior. And so they got great field position already in Lightning territory at the 39.
Yep. I have to ask if Jack Nivens is Shannon Nivens' son.
It is. You know Shannon.
I went to high school with Shannon.
There
Played
you go.
football with Shannon.
Look at there.
So he's probably here. I'll have to find him after the game.
You're safe. You can tell us the dirt on how just terrible a football player Shannon was.
No, he was good. He was a good ball player.
All right, so they're lined up. Real tight set for the Cougars. It's a handoff up the middle. Great penetration by Griffith.
Good job.
And as you talked about, Nivens and Griffith and Jackson Loudon all in on that tackle, and number 12, Cruz Romano. So pretty much the entire defense in on that tackle. But like you said, that time we got to the runner quick, and then the rest of the team swarmed.
Yep. We are getting good penetration.
All right, so that brings up 2nd and 11, the clock rolling down, 4:45 remaining in this first period. Same set, 2 kind of wing options. Big number 24 comes back, and it's going to be a straight handoff hit immediately by Eli Black, and number 16, that's Jackson Morris. Maybe a half a yard gain. What was that, 22? Hit immediately by Isaac Griffith, who we talked about earlier. Jason seeing him getting through the line very quickly. He's got such a short stature, but he's so strong. He put a lot of work in this offseason to work on that. If they come out again, another tight set.
Escambia's line is bigger, but we're quicker.
Yep.
So we just got to make sure that's.
All right, so we got good penetration.
Get him.
Beneville just needs to hold on.
There you go.
Great job. So number 13 right there for the Lightning, Cason Venable, holds him long enough for the rest of the team to come and make the tackle. And there's what we're not talking about yet is our corners are doing a great job of guarding their receivers. So that's why that's that blessing and the curse. Nothing's open, so the big quarterback tries to take it up the middle as number 26, that's Jackson Bourgeois. That last name sounds familiar as we have the golden voice standing right to me, the PA announcer, Greg Bourgeois. So let's see what they have as they are lined up to punt. It is 4th and 11 right at midfield. Ben Davis, a threat for the Lightning threat for the Cougars is deep. We'll see if we bring some pressure this time. And yeah, here comes a big pressure, big high kick, calling for the fair catch, and he gets out of the way. And it's kind of like my chip shot. He just stops where it lands and rolls back to the hole. Don't laugh, Jason. You've never seen me play golf. All right, so the Lightning take over.
I can't help it. I have to laugh. Sorry.
The Lightning take over at our own 19-yard line. Clock stops at 3:09. A little deep in our territory. Not a long punt this time, but again, he's got to be careful. He's got a booming leg not to kick it into the end zone.
But that was great. That was great defense on the last series.
Yes.
Great penetration, great gap control.
All right, so we break the huddle as Jackson Morris in at receiver over there with Ben Davis. And Welch on the far side. Eli by himself as Black comes. So it's going to be a draw straight. He's going to try to bounce outside. He's still on his feet as he comes around the corner, lays his head down, lost the ball. He gets about a 7-yard gain, but he ran about 50 yards.
Yeah, that was a zigzag.
So great job staying on your feet. So about a 9-yard gain, that 2nd and 1. The clock is rolling. Eli gets the play from the sideline, taking their time. And one of the things we talked about earlier before we went on the broadcast is kind of the clock control right now. So we're pacing the clock. We want to have the ball control to keep that big quarterback off the field. Again, we're in shotgun formation as Cruz Romano and Welch are to the far side. Ben Davis and Jackson Morris to this near side. Morris goes in motion, looking to pass. And it's kind of a comeback route thrown to the outside shoulder of Davis. Couldn't get his hands on it. That's going to stop the clock. 3rd and 1 for the Lightning.
Yeah, Escambia number 1 hurried that throw.
Yeah, Tragan James very fast for the Cougars. As we heard Coach Nichols talk earlier this week, he's one of the leaders of this team, one of the captains for the Cougars, as we are certainly taking our time to get the play in, give our guys, especially on defense, a break, although we have several that play both ways. And Eli Black being one out there, along with our nose guard, Isaac Griffith, number 22. As we're in like the traditional 1980s formation, Eli right under the center. And we dropped the ball. We were looking for a quarterback sneak, but we'll see where they mark it. It looks like they're going to mark it as a first down, but not a pretty first down, but I will take it.
Sometimes a broken play is the best play.
Absolutely, and it's one of those things, you know, football's changed over the last 25 years. You just don't see the quarterback under the center all that often. So a difficult exchange right there as it's 1st and 10 at our own 29. And Eli and Cruz Romano take the play to the huddle. 1:45 and counting remaining in this first quarter.
Yeah, and you touched on it, Matt. You don't see a quarterback under center a lot.
Yeah.
So whether it's 8-man, 11-man, high school, college, it's usually pistol or shotgun.
Absolutely.
And I think that gives the quarterback an advantage.
Absolutely. So we got 3 wideouts as Davis comes in motion. Nice snap. Little comeback route by Davis over the middle. And he's got room. He's got to get one guy. He's outside. He's to the 30. Nobody's around him. Bye-bye, Ben. Touchdown, Lightning.
Oh, what a great call, but we got an injured player for Escambia.
Yeah, number 10 is down. That's Nick Bowen, a senior, as the staff come out to check on him. But a great run by Ben Davis, great route. We haven't seen that play call this year. I wonder if they put it in this week just for that. So we're going to take a quick break while they're checking on the young man. You're watching Evangel.
Window Wonders 205 is a local residential home window replacement company. We replace your old windows with high-quality, American-made, energy-efficient vinyl windows that have easy open and easy clean features. Our windows are tinted, filled with low-E argon gas, and come with a lifetime warranty. Tad Samples is your owner, salesperson, and installer, so you only have to deal with one person. Please call today for your free estimate. Providing the best rental equipment in the Birmingham metro area, contact Rental Men today. Jennifer Watley has over 20 years of experience in the mental health field working with children and adolescents. She is also a registered play therapist and works with children as young as 2. Jennifer offers counseling and school advocacy services. She accepts several insurance plans and offers a sliding scale fee for private pay. Call today for a free consultation.
Noble Bank and Trust provides banking and financial services to meet a wide range of business and personal needs. Noble Bank and Trust. Welcome to personal banking.
All right, and we are back. They got Nick Bowen off the field Looked like it may have been maybe a knee or an ankle injury. So we certainly ask our prayer warriors out there to pray for that young man. That's Nick Bowen. He's a senior and a leader, as Jason, you were talking about earlier, for that defense. As we get ready for our two-point conversion, Eli Black in the gun, Isaac Griffith flanking to the right, Davis and Welch to the near side. And it's kind of a rollout pass option as he sees Welch in the back of the end zone, and he said it was outside, but great hands by Sawyer Welch, just maybe having a little bit more of awareness where the football field is right there, but he was wide open over the middle.
Open, a little far.
Yep. All right, so your score, 18-7. We are 0 for 3 in the two-point conversion, trying to get that into the end zone. So struggling tonight on some of those short gain plays, but we have made an adjustment on defense as we have 1:07 remaining in this first period.
Yeah, if you remember last year in the Gatlinburg Black Bear Brawl, we were 0 for 4 in two-point conversions, and we lost that game by 2 points.
Yes, that's tough, and that's where it can hurt you a lot. And that was one of those games. We just struggled in a lot of areas. The center quarterback exchange was tough there as well, and hot. Boy, it was hot up there at the Black Bear Brawl. And I think it was that Black Bear Brawl that there was a black bear about 50 feet away from me at my hotel. I know a lot of the fans saw. They're just out there walking. It is wild. It is wild. So I stayed in the hotel as much as possible. All right, so Welch lined up for this next kick. We'll see what we have called this time. And Welch kind of an up the middle and just a perfect bounce right into the hands of the Cougars. That's number 2, Braylon Snow. Great hands. They take the ball over at their own 37-yard line as our defense comes back out to the field. And the Cougars have some work here to do. They're not behind the 8 ball, and we've talked about this a lot in 8-man football. You're never out of reach. Whether the score, you're down by 20 or 24, this game can flip on a dime as they're in the shotgun formation. Step back, got great penetration, looking over the middle. That could be defensive interference. They do not call it. Great catch by number 1, Tragan James. Oh, no, they come back and say it was an incomplete catch. Still great hands. It looked like to us he got his hands underneath it. But Ben Davis right there on him the whole time. So just great arm and great athletic ability by number 1. But it comes up incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. But a lot of penetration, as you were talking about, Jason.
Yeah, that's a tough call on that one.
There's the snap, looking to pass again. We're bringing the blitz, and a lot of guys hit the quarterback.
Good
He's
pressure.
still on his feet. Here comes Venable trying to take him down and tripped up by number 16. That's Jackson Morris. But a great run by the quarterback.
Yeah, number 3 is a great athlete. Got hit twice.
Yeah.
Still got out.
Yep.
But prevented a big gain.
Yep. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Cougars. And I got to believe they're in 4-down territory if they don't get it right here.
Correct.
All right, so big hit and blocked by Jackson Loudon. Isaac Griffith up the middle. Very excited as he comes off that. Brings up 4th and 6 for the Cougars.
Was that 2 that blocked it?
42, Jackson Loudon.
42.
Just a junior. Big impact player for the Lightning.
There were 3 back there, so I didn't know who it was.
Yeah. So they look like they are going for it. There's just 19 seconds remaining in the first period. If they don't get this, they won't have to walk far to flip the field. Good snap. He's looking over the middle. He was wide open and had some daylight. Just a drop pass right there. Unfortunate for the Cougars, but the Lightning will take over 1st and 10 on their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, if you look at that one, if he throws it about a foot higher, it's probably a touchdown.
Yep. So again,
at least a first down.
Yeah,
so.
a break for the Lightning right there. We can't allow that to happen again. So just 15 seconds remaining in this first period.
And good field position.
Absolutely. And as you saw last series, we will certainly strike fast as Eli now up under the center. Our center doing a great job. That's 59, James Wolf, a senior. Good snap, handoff to Isaac Griffith up the middle, spinning around for about a 6-yard gain as we cross midfield, get it to the Cougar 36-yard line, and that's probably going to be the end of the first period.
Second and 4 for the Lightning.
All right, so that's the end of the first period. You're Lightning on top, 18-7. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching Evangel Lightning football.
Overgrown limbs threatening your roof? Dangerous trees hanging over your yard? Don't leave your home to chance. Trust top-tier Land and Tree, Alabama's premier land and tree management specialists. With over 100 5-star Google reviews, their expert team handles everything, from hazardous tree removals and crane services to land clearing, stump grinding, and 24/7 emergency response. Get your property looking its best today. Call ECS alum Noah Shears with Top Tier Land and Tree or visit toptierlandandtreeal.com.
All right, and welcome back. So we're getting ready to start this second quarter as we will now be, we should be driving the other way. I think we need to flip the field unless we don't swap sides anymore.
And Matt, I want to say, I know we just ended the first quarter, but if we have MVPs for first quarter, it goes to Ben Davis.
Absolutely. Just
kickoff return.
Yeah, we're supposed to be going the other way, yes. Yeah, so the referee looked up here and saw Greg Bourgeois waving his hand saying, we got to flip the field here. So great job, our PA announcer, keeping everybody in line.
It'll be 2nd and 4.
So 2nd and 4, now heading to the south end zone.
36.
All right, Eli Black right under the quarterback, right under the center. Good exchange, handoff to Griffith up the middle. There's a hole, and he's driving those feet for about a 10-yard gain all the way to the 25.
Isaac Griffith up the middle. Results of the play is a first down, Lightning. Tackled by number 4, Forney.
So Jay Forney with the tackle. Helmet comes off. They may have to exchange him since they call it equipment, not a violation, but just for safety.
10 for the Lightning at the Cougar 26.
Looks like the Evangel Lightning are starting to control the line of scrimmage a little
Absolutely. And that's what we've been looking for.
Yep. Whether it's on defense or offense. So they're moving them on both sides of the ball.
Eli up under center. Right behind him is Jack Nivens. And it's going to be a straight quarterback draw up the middle. They collapse the pocket pretty good right there, but not after about a 3 or 4 yard gain. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7. That was number 15, Kai Bartholomew, the sophomore, that brings Black down.
For the Lightning. Active Cougar 23.
All right, so we're kind of starting to knock on the door a little bit as we break the huddle again. Controlling the clock has been a big issue, or not a big issue, but a big theme for this game tonight for the Lightning. Again, handoff to Griffith, lead block by Nivens. He's hit by 3 guys. He's still on his feet. How is he keeping it up? He gets about another additional 5 yards after 3 men hit him.
Great yard after contact.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and short, about 3rd and 1 on the Cougar. We'll call that 17.
That is strong running.
Yeah, Griffith put a lot of work in, gained a lot of muscle in the offseason, really worked on his game as Eli comes to the line. It's a quarterback sneak. He found a hole. He's going to try to get outside. Loses his feet, but he gets the first down down at the 11-yard line for the Lightning.
Wow.
Number 9, Eli Black with the carry for middle bar found by number 2, Braden Snow.
So Romano comes to the sideline. Eli getting some final instructions from Coach Smith. Again, celebrating their 10 years since Coach Smith came to this program in 2016, and we'll have some pretty amazing stats to share at halftime about that and just the specialness with this program as a whole. As the line comes to the ball, 9:31 and counting. That clock's been rolling since the kickoff. And a little tall sweep to Griffith. He's going to try to get outside. Great open field tackle by number 2, Braylon Snow.
Carry to the outside, brought down by number 2, Braylon Snow. Gain of a couple on the play.
When he snapped the ball and pitched it, I thought it was a touchdown.
Yep, I mean, there was green grass over there, but they got through there quick.
Great tackle by number 2 for Escambia.
Eli taking his time to the huddle. Again, that is a strategy. If you're watching, it's like, why aren't we moving the ball? Well, we want to keep that tough offense off the field as much as possible.
Let the defense rest. As you said, Matt, before, we got several players playing both ways.
Absolutely. Fake toss. Eli looking to pass. He's got a man open as he tries to throw across the body. Almost picked off by number 11, Cameron Perkins.
Great play.
Pass by Eli Black, falls incomplete.
Yeah, it seems like they sniffed that out pretty early and had good penetration on Eli, and he couldn't just get the strength to throw it across his body out there. I think that was Romano he was trying to get it to, number 12.
Yep, and a great play by number 15 for Escambia.
Absolutely.
To read that and have great penetration.
All right, so back to a shotgun formation, really spreading the field out. I wouldn't be surprised if Eli just took off to the right here. Davis comes in motion. So pass. Got plenty of time.
Good.
Good spiral just out of reach for number 12, Cruz Romano. Uncharacteristically out of the reach for Eli Black. So that stops the clock with 8:26, 4th and 8 for the Lightning. We could get a first down here, but we'll see what Coach Smith has drawn up his sleeve.
And what you may not have seen is number 22, Griffith, picked up the blitz from the end.
Oh, great eyes right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing Coach Smith talked about is, last year Isaac was a sophomore, so those were some of the learning things he had to do when you're a running back, being that up back, blocking for your quarterback.
It was a great pickup on the blitz to let his quarterback be able to throw the ball.
Low snap. Eli's got to get rid of it. He throws it up high, and he throws it way out of bounds.
Catch, but out of bounds.
So that's going to allow the Cougars to take over deep in their territory. They're going to be at their own 9-yard line. So 2 uncharacteristic passes by Eli as we struggled early in the game with some of our completions. Right now, our defense back on the field. Hopefully they've had a little bit of a break. As the Cougars are pinned deep, we'll see if our defense has a little bit extra energy in them, try to pin them deep and maybe draw a safety. As they're spreading the field, they have 3 wideouts to this near side. We don't have anybody over the middle, so watch for a quarterback draw. That's great penetration, and he just throws it away. Nobody in the area, and they call the flag. So that's going to be a loss of down and maybe half the distance.
Intentional grounding. In the end zone, that should be a safety.
Did that go in the end zone?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it went out at like the 1 or the 2, so they're discussing it. And it is a safety. So it looked like number 11 for us right there. That was Jackson Rupertus, sophomore, that put on the big pressure.
Yep.
So there's 2 points right there by our own defense. Takes the score 20-7. And a lot of times they'll punt after a safety, so we'll see what the Cougars have lined up here. And usually you got to punt from the 20, but that's on a 100-yard field. Scott, do you know what it is on 80-yard field if we have to kick off after a safety?
Should be a punt.
Well, as far as the yard
option.
line, I don't know what yard line they kick
20,
from.
I think.
It's a free kick, but I think it's
20 or
it's
25.
either the 20 or the 25.
Okay.
Well, Matt, that makes up for some of our failed two-point conversions.
Absolutely.
But that was a great pressure by number 11 to get in there and make him throw it away. But he did not get it past the pylon.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't see from my angle.
Yep. By my angle, it was a yard or two behind.
And you got those progressive glasses you were telling me about earlier in the day.
Well,
a lot better than
I'm
mine.
old enough to have them, so they helped me out.
All right, so some extra discussion to make sure the call is accurate, and we believe so, but we have some Evangel colored glasses on up here. And it looks like they will be kicking off from the 20-yard line as we have our guys lined up on the 25.
Should be a good field position after the kick.
Yeah, so that's big number 24, Grant Sasser. So he's probably going to punt the ball, which will give a lot of hang time and allow the Cougars to get downfield. We'll see if Davis fields it and takes it upfield.
Well,
actually kicking it from the 15.
You know, if you're an Evangel fan, you hope he runs it like he did last
Yes,
time
indeed.
all the way to the 2-yard line.
All right, so he is going to put it on the ground, try to kick it deep. I would not think they're looking for an onside kick right here.
From their own 15.
But it is an onside kick as we come up with it.
Good.
Unbelievable
Good
field
hands.
position. Was that number 20?
Number
No,
15.
Yeah, so that's number 15. That's Jackson Morris. Great hands. And I was not expecting that. So we take over on our own 25 with 8:14 remaining in this second period or second quarter. And Scott, while we're taking our time out there, who's our second quarter sponsors?
We have Enhanced Dental and Team Massey Properties.
Outstanding. Thank you to our sponsors and all our sponsors. They help bring this broadcast to you guys every Friday night. We certainly could not do it without them. So please go check out their services and thank them for allowing to bring this game to you as we come out of the huddle. Eli in the shotgun formation. And there's a good snap, looking to pass again. Over the middle, no room. I mean, he's got room around the corner. Eli going to try to juke to the outside. Back to the inside. He slides in. Touchdown, Lightning!
Number 9, Eli Black with the carry. Result of the play. Touchdown, Lightning.
What great vision by Eli Black.
Absolutely, and that's if you saw the numbers earlier in the broadcast, he had over 1,900 yards rushing last year, and that was missing a couple of games. So you see the talent that he has and the sight and the vision, like you said, to break some of those tackles and moves as we're attempting our fourth two-point conversion. Let's see if we can get those stats back up right here as Isaac Griffith and Ben Davis flank Eli to the right. Davis goes out to the far side. Another tough snap. Eli just going to fall on it.
Yep.
So a couple of low snaps late in this second period, or second quarter for the Lightning. So again, failed two-point conversion. Your score is 26-7. So that is 8 points off the board that we're missing right there. As our kickoff team is getting ready, I'm assuming we're going to do something very similar as we've done the past few times on the kickoff. But I've never been a mind reader. Coach Smith has proven me that too many times when I made a prediction, the total opposite happens.
And, Matt, I would like to say that that touchdown was set up by number 3's long kickoff return. That's why Escambia, in their own territory, did an onside kick.
Yep.
Because they were scared of number 3.
Absolutely. That's a great point. Wesley, I don't think Wesley would have come up with that point. Great football IQ right there, Jason Simmons.
I've taught Wesley everything he knows, but I kept a few things
Got to
back.
keep a couple things back. All right, so the Cougars make their way out onto the field as Welts waiting for the whistle. Again, it's cooled off. I don't want to say cooled off quite a bit. It's just not as hot as it was earlier. But it certainly helped having that sun go down.
Sun's down, slight breeze.
Yep.
We're good.
And a line drive up the middle. The ball's on the ground. Number 15 comes up with
Good
it.
hand.
That's Kai Bartholomew.
Yep.
So great job getting the ball on the ground
Bartholomew. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars.
as the Cougars take over on their own 32-yard line. So we're going to see if this Lightning defense can put the pressure on them again. They're in the shotgun formation, 2 wideouts to this near side, bringing number 2, that's Snow, in motion, looking to pass.
And we have a new
We have
quarterback.
a new quarterback, kind of thrown over the middle. Ben Black
Great.
with the pick over the middle. He's looking for some blockers.
Oh.
Great block by Eli Black. Ben pushed out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. A big block on number 1. They may say he was defenseless right there. I didn't see, but there is a flag on the ground.
And it should still be Evangel's ball. That block, if it is an illegal block, should it be after the interception?
All right, so looked like
First down, Evangel.
it might have been a penalty on the Cougars. I was trying to look at the replay. I didn't see what the ref called. All right, so the Lightning take over, a quick strike, and that ball just kind of hung up in the middle. That was Tragan James, like you said, come in at quarterback. So I don't know if Brian was injured, but no, he's out there at linebacker. So they were just trying to shake things up. That is a timeout for the Cougars. So we're going to take a quick break with you. You're watching Evangel Lightning Football.
Since 1977, Wayne Davis Construction has been building Alabama's future one project at a time. Based in Montevallo, this top Shelby County contractor delivers quality commercial, civil, industrial, and municipal construction with honest values and lasting excellence. From city halls to the American village, folks trust the proven team at Wayne Davis Construction. Call 205-665-1183 or visit waynedavisconstruction.com. Friday night injuries, Monday morning fatigue. Your whole family deserves expert care. Dr. Matt Davis helps athletes recover, rebuild, and safely return to the game. And he helps parents feel like themselves again with personalized hormone care, medically guided weight loss, peptide therapies, and advanced aesthetics. One trusted local team caring for the athlete you cheer for and the person behind every cheer. Optimize Health MD by Dr. Matt Davis. Keep them in the game. Get yourself back in yours. Strike lightning.
Noble Bank and Trust provides banking and financial services to meet a wide range of business and personal needs. Noble Bank and Trust. Welcome to personal banking.
All right, and we are back after a big interception by Ben Black, having a great game so far. Ben Davis. Ben Black. Come on, Matt. I'm calling Eli Black's name and Ben Davis' name. That may be like a combo name we start using. All right, so Eli in the shotgun formation. Again, a slow snap for the Lightning. We're going to have to figure that out. He throws it over the middle looking for Romano.
Oh.
And I think Romano kind of helped break that up. It's going to be an incomplete pass, brings up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, bad snap.
2nd and 10 for the Lightning.
Made the timing off on that one.
17.
Yeah, it's tough to gain your composure when you're trying to, you know you're going to be passing the ball and you're trying to find the seams of the ball.
He was open. He was open early, but
Yep.
the timing was off.
Yep. All right, so we break the huddle as Ben Davis and Cruz Romano go to the far side. Sawyer Welch and number 16, Jackson Morris, are on this near side. We pitch it in the middle. Maybe a draw play right here. Welch goes in motion. And now Morris, high snap
another
this
bad
time.
snap.
He's just going to have to fall on it. Just fall on it. Yeah. That might be a late hit. And, yeah, so a flag comes down as number 1, Tragan James, comes in late on Eli. Thankfully, it was he led with his shoulder pad, so it wasn't dangerous. But that's going to end up being a big penalty as they have a man down. So let's take a break while they tend to the young man down for the Cougars. You're watching Evangel Lightning football.
Noble Bank and Trust
Whether you're buying your first home, selling your current one, investing for the future, or building your dream home, I'm here to make the process simple. I'm Mandy Welch with Exit Realty Cahaba. With more than 20 years experience, dedication, and a passion for real estate, I'm ready to help you make your next move. Call me today.
Since 1977, specializing in reliable used vehicles, campers, and motorhomes, Vines Auto Sales is located in Jemison, Alabama. They are a friendly, family-owned small business ready to help with all of your vehicle, camper, and motorhome needs. Give them a call today or find them on Facebook.
All right, and welcome back. And thankfully, number 11, Cameron Perkins, who was down on the field, gets up under his own power. So very happy to see that. So that was actually a penalty from the place of the call. So not as far back as we were. I'm not sure why it's third down. So it's third and long for the Lightning.
Third and long for the Lightning.
Quick snap, nowhere for Eli to go if it was a straight draw, and they get back immediately. Loses about 2 or 3 yards, brings up fourth and long.
Yeah, and going back to the penalty, I would have thought if it was a personal foul, it should have been automatic first down, but, I don't know what they called.
Yeah.
It was during the break, so
yeah, it was.
We got no announcement.
Yeah. All right, so fourth down, we may see a quick kick right here, or, Coach Smith is not afraid to go for it on fourth and long as we're past midfield. So Eli Black taking his time out to the field. 6:35 and rolling left in this first half. 26-7, your score. We've seen some times of brilliance, but we've also seen times where we're struggling a little bit. Sometimes it needs to go back to the fundamentals with this Evangel Lightning team as Eli calls for the snap, and it's a quick punt, just like I called. And it's going to be, it would have been a little bit more of an Evangel bounce, but, just Ben Davis likes to catch the ball. That's all I can say.
That's right.
So they're going to take over at their own, looks like 17-yard line.
At their 17-yard line.
Not a bad call. You're up 26-7. You pin them back.
Yeah, and they've struggled as well. Really kind of since the second quarter started, our defense has been on it the whole time. And as you mentioned last series, they swapped out quarterbacks, and that kind of cost them dearly. Now their defense stepped up right there and prevented us capitalizing on that big interception by Ben Davis. As this is a water timeout, so that's why we're taking some time. So while that's going on, let me call a few of the special activities that are going on tonight. Something worth remembering that we touched on at the beginning of the broadcast as we celebrate a decade of champions from 2017 to 2026. So I want you to listen to these numbers, and I'm going to talk slow. Total record for the last 10 years, 98-17. 8 ACSC state championships. 8 national championships. I still got more to go, but there's football to play right now. So stay tuned for the rest of those amazing numbers as the Cougars take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line. As the quarterback rolls around to the side, hit first by Jack Nivens, pushes him out of bounds. Looks like for a no gain.
With the carry brought down by number 2, Jack Nivens.
So the team was really bunched up right there, and they're still keeping Tragan James at the quarterback position.
No gain on the play. Second and 10. For the
I didn't notice if Cameron Bryan was out there, but in another slot. I don't see number 3 out there.
They may be just
oh, no, he is right there in the middle.
Yep.
He's back at quarterback. Nope, he is split out. Wonder if they're using him like a slot. As we have number 13 for Evangel right there. That's Venable looking to blitz. He's trying to get through the middle, causes a lot of pressure. I think it was knocked down by Romano. Did they call that a catch, Jason?
I think they did, but
if they did, that'll be a loss.
It would be a loss of 2.
Yeah, so great penetration right there as number 13 for the Lightning. That's Venable. He was double teamed, so that opened up our other two linemen to get a lot of pressure on the quarterback back there, Tragan James. So it is 3rd and 10.
Yep.
This defense still continues to put the pressure on the Cougars.
And had a holding penalty that was declined.
Okay.
To keep him in 3rd and long.
Eli walking up to the line. He's going to blitz as well, putting a lot of pressure, and there's plenty of room for the quarterback to take off, and he does. There's not many Lightning players. He's got some speed. Here comes Cruz Romano, but taken down by Ben Black, a touchdown saving tackle. Gosh, about a 40-yard gain right there for Tragan James. Great penetration, but he just got outside the end right there.
And you keep saying Ben Black, but it's Ben Miles.
Miles Davis. Ben Davis. Ben Davis. I'm confusing everybody up here in the broadcast booth, high top Clayton O'Neill Field. And it looks like we have another player down for the Cougars. Hopefully it's just a cramp. And so we're going to take a quick break with you. You're watching Evangel.
Located in the Meadowbrook area on Highway 280, Perrin & Sons is a family-owned company that has been serving Shelby County for over 40 years. They carry landscape supplies including mulch, pine straw, topsoil, sand, pea gravel, decorative stones, and much more. Give them a call or go by and see them today. Jennifer Watley has over 20 years of experience in the mental health field working with children and adolescents. She is also a registered play therapist and works with children as young as 2. Jennifer offers counseling and school advocacy services. She accepts several insurance plans and offers a sliding scale fee for private pay. Call today for a free consultation. Overgrown limbs threatening your roof? Dangerous trees hanging over your yard? Don't leave your home to chance. Trust top-tier Land and Tree, Alabama's premier land and tree management specialists. With over 100 5-star Google reviews, their expert team handles everything, from hazardous tree removals and crane services to land clearing, stump grinding, and 24/7 emergency response. Get your property looking its best today. Call ECS alum Noah Shears with Top Tier Land and Tree or visit toptierlandandtreeal.com.
All right, and welcome back. Thankfully, number 24, Grant Sasser, got up on his own power, so we're glad to see that. So it is now 1st and 10 after a big breakout run by Tragan James for the Cougars, still in at quarterback, as he's going to try to run it up the middle. Jackson Loudon right there, but not after about a 7-yard gain, as they're moving down the field.
Brought down by number 42, Jackson Loudon. Gain of about 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4.
So 2nd and 4 for the Cougars. They have a no-huddle offense going, getting their plays from the wristbands. They're not checking the time.
Yep. Creating good gaps.
Yes, yes they are. All right, so we got 2 wide outs to this near side, 1 to the far side. And Tragan, great pursuit, and he makes the catch. That's number 3, Cameron Bryan, as he's going to walk into the end zone, hit hard by the Lightning, but just really kind of fell right into the hands of Cameron Bryan.
Yeah. It was a great pursuit. I don't know how he got that throw
I don't
off,
either.
But he did, and number 3 made a great play.
All right, so that makes the score 13-26. And we're going to see if Sasser is able to come back out after being injured. He's just getting his tee back on the field, so it's good to see him back out there competing as they're attempting an extra point with 4:17 remaining in this first half. Be on the lookout for a fake. We have Romano to the far side, and I believe that is Morris to this near side. As we're trying to get that ball, I think we got a hand on it, but I think it goes right through the uprights. It does. That brings your score 14 to 26, 4:17 remaining. And as we get ready to get back on the field, I'm going to read off some more of those stats. So again, a 98-17 record over 10 years, 8 ACSC state championship titles, 8 NFHS national championship titles, 2 undefeated seasons, 37-game winning streak, which we had last year. So what an amazing set of statistics over the last 10 years. And for the players on this field, this isn't simply a Friday night. It's another chapter in this football history. The seniors understand that every game matters. And every time they put on that jersey, they're representing something bigger than themselves. They're representing their teammates. They're representing their coaches, their families, their schools, and the players who wore it before them. And that's what makes this high school football program so great. And these are memories that don't get recreated, so they will enjoy these for a lifetime. And we'll talk a little bit more about that at halftime. And big number 24 looking like he's set up for an onside kick. He's got to go 10 yards. And try to pooch it, and that's going to be a penalty. They touched it before 10 yards.
About 9.
And he was kind of leveled right there. I couldn't see if that was Welch who hit him. So I guess it's not a penalty. We just take it over right there where they recovered it.
Takes over
At Escambia is 39, correct.
at the Escambia 39. It will be 1st and 10.
All right, so the Lightning offense make their way onto the field. Let's see if we can answer back.
Yeah, we need to score before halftime.
Yeah. Last series, we were held, had to punt the ball away. As we see Eli in the typical shotgun formation, Welch and Ben Davis to the far side on the short side of the field. We may try to swing it over here to this near side with some extra room. And we hand it off to, looks like, Isaac Griffith gets about 3 tough yards. That's good penetration by number 15, Kai Bartholomew, the sophomore. So he's got an up-and-coming career with the Cougars.
Yeah, man, that was a big hole, and then 15 closed it down really quick.
And the defensive end is just such a tough position to play because you want to get in there and, attack the ball, but you got to make sure they don't get outside, so you got to contain. And another low snap, handoff to Griffith around the corner, and just moving his feet. Gets about another 5 yards, so it's going to bring up about 3rd and 3 for the Lightning.
Yeah, that was some good hard running there at the end to gain those 2 extra yards.
Yeah, Griffith, it takes more than one guy to bring him down. He makes you pay for it.
And you got to think, 2 straight runs, 4th down territory. You got to be able to get 3 yards.
All right, let's see if we spread the field and have a draw play selected. Nope, coach proved me wrong already. All right, so Welch and Davis to the far side. Griffith flanking Eli to his right. Oh, we're going to get a penalty by Griffith right there. Took a step too early. So that kind of closes the playbook a little bit for the Lightning. Instead of 3rd and short, we have 3rd and long.
5-yard penalty. It'll be a 3rd and 8.
You just get used to that cadence of hearing that clap, and you're ready to go. But he was bringing the man in motion, and Griffith just had a little bit too much weight over his knees and got the call, got the flag on the field. But still very makeable here for the Lightning. 2-down territory for Evangel as it's 2:30 and rolling down in this first half.
And I would like to say that Jimmy Holmes made a great ball swap right there.
Yeah, they work on it. They do drills at the house.
Yeah, that was good.
All right, so Eli in the gun formation. Welch goes in motion. Good snap. We're looking to pass. And underthrown to Davis. It still would have been short, so that's going to bring up 4th and 8 for the Lightning. 2 minutes to go, so it'll be interesting to see if Coach Smith elects to punt right here. And the only thing that hurt right there because it stops the clock. And it'll give them some time if we don't convert. So it looks like we're going to go for it, or it could be that quick punt that we saw earlier in the game.
Yeah, I mean, if that's a completion, that's 4th and 2 instead of 4th and 9 or 4th and 8.
Yep.
So You got to suspect a short punt here.
Welch comes in motion. Low snap. Eli, it's a stop and go, and he throws deep to Davis. Davis going to get under it. Oh, having to lay out and just off his hand, so that stops the clock right at 2 minutes. So that's a turnover on downs. The Cougars are going to have decent field position starting 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. All right, so the Cougars got to come up with something quick as the time is running down in this first half.
And Matt, number 1 is still the quarterback.
And so Tragan James.
Yep.
Eli's up on the line, showing some pressure for the defense. And there's nowhere to go, and Nivens gets a hand on the ball. If we can find it, and Jackson Morris almost had a pick right there. That stops the clock, but he was hit hard by number 2, Jack Nivens.
Good pressure up the middle.
Jackson Morris, incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
And a holding call on the Cougars, and I believe we're going to accept it, make that 1st and 20 for the Cougars. But it was kind of like the last play they scored on. We had great pursuit and hit the quarterback hard, and it just kind of duck-tailed in the air and just off the hands of number 16, the junior Jackson Morris. Bet he wishes he could have that one back. So a 5-yard penalty, or maybe from the spot of the foul. James gets the ball. It's going to be a pass route as Jackson Loudon puts pressure on him. And he may have crossed the line of scrimmage. Nope, just an incomplete pass. Good coverage by Eli Black as number, 15 coming across the middle, Kai Bartholomew.
Once again, good pressure by the defensive line.
Isaac Griffith back in the game for number 11. That's Jackson Rupertus, the sophomore. He had some good playing time last week.
I think the strategy for Escambia right now is to get it to number 3.
Yeah, that's who I would go to.
2nd and long for Escambia.
And another good snap. Looked like holding on the end. And we get pressure, and number 3 almost came up with it along with the other number 3, Ben Davis. So an incomplete pass, 3rd and long for the Cougars. So Jack Nivens working hard around there on the defensive end, trying to get to the quarterback.
From their 32.
All right, so a minute 38. If they have another incompletion, the Lightning have a chance to score late in this first half.
Yeah, if they can get a quick stop and then a punt.
They may call timeout right here, yep.
Correct.
Yeah, so timeout for the Cougars. We're going to take a timeout with you. You're watching Evangel Lightning Football.
Whether you're buying your first home, selling your current one, investing for the future, or building your dream home, I'm here to make the process simple. I'm Mandy Welch with Exit Realty Cahaba. With more than 20 years experience, dedication, and a passion for real estate, I'm ready to help you make your next move. Call me today.
Since 1977, Wayne Davis Construction has been building Alabama's future one project at a time. Based in Montevallo, this top Shelby County contractor delivers quality commercial, civil, industrial, and municipal construction with honest values and lasting excellence. From city halls to the American village, folks trust the proven team at Wayne Davis Construction. Call 205-665-1183 or visit WayneDavisConstruction.com.
All right, and welcome back.
3rd and long for the Cougars.
3rd and long after that timeout to discuss the play. It's going to be a quick pass. Nowhere to go. Trying to get up the middle and then hit hard by 2 Lightning defenders. I think that was Jackson Loudon and maybe Isaac Griffith. So a short gain and the clock's going to run. We may call a timeout right here.
Isaac Griffith.
And that was good contained by the defense.
From their 33.
So the coach is discussing if they wanted to call a timeout, but they're going to let the clock run down as it's 4th and 15 for the Cougars. And we do call a timeout. So we'll stay with you since we just had a break right there as Lightning calls a timeout to try to get a final strike to move the ball down the field. So I'm assuming they're going to punt right here. Jason, you got to assume that they're going to do that.
Yeah, I think you have to make the smart move and punt at this point. You can't give them a short field.
And so
if you're Escambia, you can't give them a short field.
Yeah. Not with how fast we can strike. And as you mentioned earlier in the game, Jason, this Escambia County team came to play. They have not given up. I mean, they've had some tough breaks, some interceptions, but they are staying right in. It's only a 12-point ball game, and in 8-man football, that is nothing. So we have to stay on top of them. If we get the ball back, strike quickly and go into halftime and make those adjustments. And we got to get our snaps under control. That exchange been a struggle for us all night.
Yeah, I've counted 7 bad snaps.
You're a much better counter than I am. All right, so they are lining up under center.
4th and long.
And it's going to be
a
pass
as
we
great
try to bring him down. He's so hard to bring down, but a great pursuit by Jack Nibbins. That should stop the clock right there to swap the field. But, yeah, great job by number 3, Cameron Bryan, of trying to turn something out of nothing. And like you said just a minute ago, they got to keep the ball in his hands.
Yeah, and number 1 was open for Escambia, but he just didn't have time to throw it to him. Great penetration.
Yep. All right, so we're right at midfield. 1 minute to go and 2 timeouts left for the Lightning. Let's see what Coach Smith and staff have up their sleeve to get something started for this Evangel Lightning team.
And another score here would be huge before halftime.
Absolutely. And we get the ball back to start the half.
10 for the Lightning at midfield.
We did defer.
All right, so a lot of field on that far side as Davis goes in motion. And a good snap, little toss over the middle and hit immediately. Good hands by Davis. It was thrown a little high right there by Eli Black. The clock's still running. 2nd and about 8 for the Lightning.
Well, that was the same play number 3 scored on
Yep,
earlier.
it certainly was.
But 56 for Escambia read it perfectly.
So the coaches trying to tell the team to hurry up. They may need to burn the timeout right here. 30 seconds. We wasted about 15 seconds on that play. 25 seconds. Good snap. There's room up the middle. He's going to try to take off himself, spins out, and we're going to call a timeout with 15 seconds to go. So the Lightning will be 3rd and 8. So good coverage by the Cougars, and we'll take a very quick timeout with you. You're watching Evangel Lightning Football.
Friday night injuries, Monday morning fatigue. Your whole family deserves expert care. Dr. Matt Davis helps athletes recover, rebuild, and safely return to the game. And he helps parents feel like themselves again with personalized hormone care, medically guided weight loss, peptide therapies, and advanced aesthetics. One trusted local team caring for the athlete you cheer for and the person behind every cheer. Optimize Health MD by Dr. Matt Davis. Keep them in the game. Get yourself back in yours. Strike lightning.
And as we come back, we get a great shot of the full moon hanging over here at Clayton O'Neill Field in Montevallo, Alabama, as we pan back down to a 3rd and 8, 15 seconds remaining. I believe we do have 1 timeout left, so we'll see what Coach Smith and team have up their sleeve. Griffith goes in motion. Fake handoff. Romano's open over the middle. If he can just get under it, he does, and he gets the ball in there. Touchdown, Lightning!
What a great throw and catch.
Absolutely. It took both of them. The line blocked great. He was able to step into that throw. Cruz had a step on his man, laid it right in the basket. 4-6 with 7 seconds remaining in this first half.
The line block great. Great throw, great catch.
All right, so another attempt for the Lightning to try to put 2 more points on the board. We have Welch on the far side. Jack Nivens in the slot position. Isaac Griffith flanking Eli Black. Good snap, handoff to Griffith. There's a big hole. They close, but he gets in there for our first successful two-point conversion. Your Lightning go up 34-14, and a big swing in just a short amount of time. All right, so 7 seconds remaining. We're either going to do a squib kick or onside to try to get that clock rolling down. Hopefully the Cougars can't do anything with it. But I've seen crazier things in 8-man last year. I believe about mid-season, I forget who we were playing. We were at home, and we had an onside kick on us. Cruz Romano picks up the ball and takes it for 6 all the way to the house. So let's hope this doesn't happen to the Lightning as there's 7 seconds to go. Sawyer Welch lining up the football. The team huddled up, ready to go, getting ready to take this into the half. We will have some special presentations, so stick with us. We're not going anywhere. As Welch sets it up, he is flanked by Nivens and Morris. On the ends are 15 for us. Morris and 21. Get my Riggs Black, the sophomore. And here comes the approach. And he does kick it hard up the middle. That's number 1, James Fields. And we got a lot of pursuit down there as Bourgeois picks up the tackle for a big loss down at the 13-yard line, and that makes the clock 0-0. Your score after one half, 34-14. Jason, any final thoughts before we take over the special program?
Well, I think Evangel finally took over the line of scrimmage, and that score at the end of the second quarter really helped them out.
Absolutely. So we have a special presentation going on for our 10-year team, and there's one thing I want to talk about as this team goes into the locker room, the things that they're going to remember, the sounds of the crowds. They'll remember their teammates standing beside them. They'll remember Friday nights just like them.
The Escambia Academy cheerleaders.
And we're going to pause for just a moment as the Escambia cheerleaders perform for their sideline. You're good. Oh, no, we're good. Yeah, because it's just going to be halftime performances.
I'll be right back.
April. Did we ever find a trash bag? Scott, I'm going to do the decade first. Decade of Champions.
All right, so we're getting ready to call out the decade of performance.
We have a special recognition
Of this Evangel Christian School football program, experiencing a decade of champions. In honor of Coach Tim Smith's 10th season at Evangel Christian School, at this time, we would like to recognize some of Coach Smith's past players who've been able to make it out to Clayton O'Neill Field tonight. This group of athletes was part of a 98-17 record over the last 10 years. 8 ACSC titles, 8 NFHS titles, 2 undefeated seasons, and a 37-game winning streak. At this time, we'll ask these decade of champions to make their way onto the field as we recognize these Lightning legends. Guys, thanks for coming out tonight to support this program. For 10 years, Coach Smith has led these young men, and you guys started it all and kept the traditions going. Thank you so much again for coming tonight. Everybody, please give a round of applause for these athletes, former athletes, for helping to build such a successful program under Coach Tim Smith. I think we're doing cheer first. Go ahead and double click on this one, but I'll tell you when, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, your 2026 Evangel Christian School varsity cheerleaders.
Bringing back the 90s.
Y'all ready for this?
Here I go again, girls. What's my weakness? Oh my goodness. Girl, look at him. Love it. Yeah. He's coming this way. All right.
Let's give it up for our Evangel cheerleaders.
Great performance right there by the cheerleaders as they're led by Coach April Brand and Amy Griffin. And stay tuned for our color guard and majorettes performing next.
And now we welcome our 2026 Evangel color guard and majorettes.
Ready, set, showtime.
Let's give it up for our 2026 Evangel Color Guard and Majorettes.
Great performance right there by the Color Guard and Majorettes. Our Majorettes are led by Andrea Castleberry and Hannah Wolf, and the Color Guard led by Mandy Mealer, Jennifer Island, and Stacy Bryant. Wow, what a performance. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. And I wanted to touch on before we go to a little bit of a break about this big 10-year celebration, what that means to everyone here. So we have seen an experience after another out there, these coaches pouring into these young men. And I just wanted to share a quick memory. And Scott, you may remember this. We witnessed it last year when we traveled to Huntsville to take on the Freedom Cowboys. Eli Black was out injured, and Trey Hope was his first year playing football and stepped in at quarterback. And he was tasked with starting that position. And we're up in the booth, and I look down, and you look down, and we see Coach Marty Black, father of Eli Black, praying with Trey Hope before this game. And as you said on that broadcast, it was so great to see him pour into Trey Hope with the prayer and support. That was really something special. And I actually went back and watched that today because it was so impactful to me.
Yeah, it's really special at Evangel, not just all the players that have come through here, but all the coaches.
Oh, man.
A lot of people probably don't know, Coach Smith is the only staff or paid staff here at Evangel. Right. Everybody else is volunteers. And we've been blessed to have so many great coaches. Marty Black's helped out for years on both varsity and head coach of the JV. He's taken a step back from that this year, but he's, a godly man and pours into not only the kids on the JV, but also on the varsity as well. And there's just been so many coaches that have come through and performed that role, and it's been really special to watch.
Yeah, and it's not just about the coaches or the players that make this program great. Our cheerleaders and our auxiliary team that brings so much excitement and entertainment that you just saw them perform right there at our ball games. And the coaching staff that lead them, as we talked about, Coach April Brand with the cheerleaders, Andrea Castleberry with the Majorettes, and Mandy Mealer with the Color Guard. And we have amazing volunteers that run the concessions that make this part of it. Lauren Lumen that does that. Natalie Holmes, who runs the merch store and coordinates with the coach on the pregame meals. We have our great and talented public address announcer, Greg Bourgeois and Chris Thompson, helping him out. Our very own Scott, who's here, who's led this broadcast team for so long, where it just started out as audio only, and Scott, along with Coach Smith, has brought you this amazing broadcast that we get to bring to you. And to the supporters that allow us to bring our sports to the airways, and finally to Bill and Sandy Snuggs, our school administrators who you heard with the opening convocation, that help bring all this together. It is truly the hands and feet of Christ that bring all this. It takes so many people to have a program that pour themselves into this, as Scott said earlier, what our coaches do, what our parents do, and our volunteers, and obviously the guys who put the blood, sweat, and tears out onto the field. So this was such a special night. It was great to reminisce. Wesley and I actually talked about it earlier in the week, that he's got to be part of that a few years ago, and now Grayson, and then my own kids, and then Scott and his kids. So this is really truly a family affair for Evangel, and I know the camera only picks up what's out on the football field, but we have a huge crowd here tonight at Evangel, as we're about a minute 20 away from the start of the second half. Sometimes they'll extend it, but our Lightning are in the south end zone warming up, as well as the Cougars. Trying to get untangled here with my cord. And we got a new cameraman. What's your name? John. What's your last name, John? Osborne. John Osborne is now on the camera. Thanks to Ross Gurley earlier for helping us out with the broadcast. And it takes volunteers like him as well to bring you this each and every week. So I am so honored and blessed to be part of this program and do this with Scott and Wesley and Jason, who's here tonight, and Greg and Chris and the whole crew. It's just so much fun, as we're about 30 seconds away from that horn going off. Our Lightning are up 34-14. Jason, if you're a coach for the Lightning, what are some of the things you're going to try to, maybe 2 or 3 things we're going to focus on readjusting this half?
Well, I don't know about readjusting, but I think you keep the line of scrimmage, close the gaps, keep outside contain, and I think you got to practice throwing the ball a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, and keeping them contained has sometimes been our Achilles heel. We see Nivens and Loudon really containing hard, and then they'll break down. And then they just got some talent out there. Number one, Traden James and Cameron Bryan. They're able to get outside the pocket, and then they're really hard to get down.
Well,
but
I think Escambia switching to number one at quarterback, James, gives them a running threat and also gives number one a chance to throw to their best player, number three, somewhere.
Absolutely.
So they've got to worry about that.
We see our receiving team headed out to the field. Nivens right up front in the middle, along with Riggs Black, Jackson Morris, number 15. That's Ethan Morris. I think those are the Morris twins I keep hearing about. And let's see who's deep for us. That is Ben Davis, deep for the Lightning.
Yeah, and if you're Escambia, you got to worry about number three.
Yeah,
Evangel.
absolutely. So Escambia County, the Cougars, making their way out onto the field. I'm sure Coach Nichols for the Cougars had a great speech lined up for their team. The important thing as you bring a team out here, 20 points seems like a lot, but in 8-man football, it can flip just like that. So really just kind of working on what they were strong in that first half as a big number 24 for the Cougars. That's Grant Sasser, has the ball teed up high. Pretty short step back, so let's see something short here, maybe a line drive up the middle.
Well, it's good to see him back.
It was a pooch over there to Romano. He's going to smartly let it go out of bounds at about the 33. So no time off the clock. Probably the best situation for both teams right there, as we will get the ball on our own, we'll say 34-yard line, where it's going to start out for Evangel.
At their 34-yard line.
Yeah, I think they had the right idea there for Escambia, but kick just went a little wide.
All right, so Eli Black leads the squad out onto the field. They should already know the play. Nope, he calls them back in. Just a quick reminder. You go that way, you go this way, I'm going to do this. 4 guys to the far side. Eli all by himself. There's a lot of room over here. If Eli wants to take it by himself, we just have to have good blocking on the end. And it's a little screen pass, and he's going to try to throw it deep. That's number 16. Morris, he has it. He's being run down hard by number 15, Kai Bartholomew. And I didn't see that coming, Jason.
Yeah, double throw. That was a strong call at the beginning of the second half.
A little razzle-dazzle, and Cruz Romano going to get some QB stats this week for the Lightning. But great athletic ability by Bartholomew to run him down.
But you know what? That was a great throw because it was in stride.
Yes.
For someone who doesn't throw the ball
right
all the time.
So we
good position.
Break the huddle at the Cougar 5-yard line. Nivens behind Black. Griffith behind Nivens. So the quarterback sneak up the middle. There's a hole. Nobody there, and that's going to be touchdown Lightning.
Touchdown Lightning.
So good exchange right there from the center. The waters opened up, and Eli scoots in for 6.
Yep. Good snap. That's what we want.
All right, so we break the huddle for a 2-point attempt. Eli in the gun, Griffith flanking to his left. Good snap, looking to pass. Great block by Griffith, and he's wide open. Does he come down with the ball?
He does.
And he does. Was that Sawyer Welch, number 4?
Number 3.
Oh,
wow.
Ben Davis.
Ben Davis.
Ben Davis, great hands right there as Eli rolls out. Jason, I don't know if you saw it, but Griffith with a key block to keep Eli from getting knocked down.
He blocked number 56 that came in early. was a great block to allow Black to throw the ball to Miles.
All right, so your score 42-14 as the Lightning strike very quickly.
And Matt, let me ask you, is this the point where you kick it deep? I mean,
It is not in our DNA to do so.
You're up 42-14. You know, kick it deep, maybe. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. We may kick it hard up the middle, but that is a threat right there in number one if he gets his hands on the ball.
So maybe not a pooch, but a squib.
Yeah. And the referee's consulting. Want to make sure everybody was set for the Lightning and the Cougars. Here comes Welch on the approach and kicked up the middle, kind of like you said, a squib kick. Ball still on the ground, and he smartly just drops down. That was Kai Bartholomew with the recovery. So a little bit deeper start for them than we've seen.
Yep. Yeah, their average has probably been about 36.
Yep.
At their 22.
All right, so the Cougars start on their own 22-yard line. As we see number 3, Cameron Bryan, now in at the quarterback position. Nope, it is still number 1. My eyes were thrown for a little bit. He's just flanking Trajan James in the backfield. So 2 dangerous guys for the Cougars. I'm sure Eli's got his eyes on one of them. So a little counter play, and right there, nowhere to go. Big hit by Kason Venable.
Great discipline on the end.
Cameron Brown just nowhere to go. Great defensive call. As Venable said, not today, Mr. Bryan. So that's going to bring up second and 15 for the Cougars.
That was a great play on the end.
All right, so they're in the shotgun formation. Eli walks up to the line, and he's looking to pass, and looks like a hold on the end on Nivens. He throws it over the middle, and who is that? Venable
16.
Just gets a fingertip on it, or that's a quick 6 for the Cougars. They do have a flag on the ground. Let's see what the call is.
That was a great swat at the ball.
Flag on the play. Pass was intended for number 2, Snow, disrupted by 16, Morris.
Yeah, holding, and I believe they were holding Jack Nivens right there. He might have had a sack.
Penalty is declined.
So declined by Coach Smith in the Lightning. So that'll make it 3rd and 15 for the Cougars as they come back to the line, set, ready to play. Trajan James still in the backfield for the Cougars at the QB position. Good snap, looking to pass. Pockets closing for Lightning right there. And he tried to throw it down, but hit first by Isaac Griffith, then Nivens, then Loudon, and it looked like Venable was in on it as well. So the Lightning just making great penetration, which you talked about earlier tonight. That's going to be probably what sets this game apart, is that line of scrimmage down in the trenches.
Yeah, I don't know how you knew numbers because there were 4 of them on them so right at the start. So great defense.
And
great pressure from the defensive line.
And I believe we're going to turn on our afterburners. We got some quick guys on the line to see if we can block this punt. And here we come through the middle and almost got our hand on it. They're going to call running into the punter. Short punt. Gets it about to the 30, but I think that might just be, unless it's in high school football, is that a automatic first down?
It was running.
But I think, yeah, that's automatic first down in high school football.
Okay.
So we'll definitely double check and see what the final call is. And it is going to be first down, I believe, for the Cougars.
Yep.
But they are backed up, so we'll just call that a big sack. Oh, nope, the ball's coming back. It's a 15-yard penalty, but they're going to put the ball on the 18. So they have another 4 downs right here to make something happen.
From their 18.
So 9:33 remaining in this third quarter. I don't know why I keep saying period. Came off a basketball season, I guess.
Well, and the defense just needs to keep doing what they're doing.
Absolutely. But that's kind of a shot to the gut. You held them, they're punting, and then you got to get right back in there for another set of downs.
Now you got trips to the left.
Yep. Low snap. There's Nivens right there. Low pass. Great hands, but hit immediately by Eli Black, and it does pop out of a hand, so incomplete pass. But hit hard was number 2, Braylon Snow, by number 9, Eli Black. I heard the pop up here.
Well, and if you noticed on that play, we went 4 defensive linemen against 3. So we were going to gamble on pressure.
Yeah, and it's like at times nobody's blocking Nivens, and I know he's licking his chops when that happens, but you got to be careful and contain when you're that defensive end. Good snap. They're running out to the side. It was a straight sweep. Good move by James as he's missing everybody, and I think he's going to get a first down out of that. Yep, great run by number 1, Trajan James, a senior.
Well, Black had him, but he made a great but number 1 made a great move for Escambia.
So Isaac Griffith coming off the field for a little bit of a rest. Let's see who they have at nose this time. Looks like number 11, Rupertus. Eli Black lined up on the line of scrimmage, wanting to show pressure. Backs off a little bit, trying to get around Nivens, looking for room. And he throws it away back across the field, intended for number 15. That's Kai Bartholomew. So it's an incomplete pass, brings up 2nd and 10.
And that was great coverage by Davis and Morris.
All right, so that stops the clock. 8:52 remaining in this third quarter. You're Lightning up 42-14. Two wide outs to the far side, 2 to the near side.
And you got to think Escambia at this point is going to have to take a deep shot.
Yeah, and they are dropping back. Nivens again wide open, hit by 42 Loudon. So the ball falls short for another incomplete pass, brings up 3rd and 10. And there's a timeout called by the Cougars. We're going to take a quick timeout with you. You're watching Evangel Lightning Football.
Friday night injuries, Monday morning fatigue. Your whole family deserves expert care. Dr. Matt Davis helps athletes recover, rebuild, and safely return to the game. And he helps parents feel like themselves again with personalized hormone care, medically guided weight loss, peptide therapies, and advanced aesthetics. One trusted local team caring for the athlete you cheer for and the person behind every cheer. Optimize Health MD by Dr. Matt Davis. Keep them in the game. Get yourself back in yours. Strike lightning.
Veritas Financial Partners, your partner in financial clarity. With decades of experience, they offer one coordinated plan for your investments, tax-smart planning, business, and legacy. At Veritas, it all starts with a conversation and ends with a strategy tailored just for you. Veritas Financial Partners, your partner in financial clarity. Contact them at 205-598-1781.
He's back. Okay, good deal.
All right, then we are back from that break. 3rd and long for the Cougars. Eli Black again lined up right on the line. And Loudon getting back there. Another holding on Jack Nivens. And Loudon brings him down for about a 20-yard sack.
Brought down the backfield by number 42, Jackson Loudon. Big loss on the play for Escambia. 4th and long for the Cougars.
Nivens may have had the sack right there. It looked like they had a hold of his jersey, but nobody was stopping Jackson Loudon right there. Big number 42.
Yeah, and I'll go back to this again. It looked like Escambia kind of had the line of scrimmage early on, and then mid-first quarter, Evangel has taken over.
Yeah. And Loudon last year led the defense with 7.5 sacks on the season, so he is definitely a force for our Lightning D. And they are lined up to punt. I doubt we'll send a rush on here. Yeah, we just got 3 guys on the line. Good snap. Nice spiraling kick. Davis under it. He wants to run. He's trying to get to the sideline. Cuts up, still on his feet. Nobody's getting after him. What a move inside. He's trying to get down the line of scrimmage. He goes down at the 25 after about a 25-yard return for Ben Davis.
Great moves, good field position. That's exactly what you want.
Absolutely. So great return by number 3 right there. I have to admit, we talk about all. I'm so impressed by the guys, whether they play both sides of the ball or one side of the ball. I just went downstairs to get water and came back up, and I am gassed.
Well,
it happens.
It's called age.
It is. It's called age and McDonald's, and I'm not giving up McDonald's anytime soon. All right, 7:41 remaining in this game. You're lighting up.
Got a new quarterback.
At the Cougar 25.
For us?
Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's Eli.
Sorry.
That's Eli. Toss pitch. Griffin hit immediately, spins out of 2 tackles. His feet still going, puts his hand on the ground. What a force. A big, tough 5-yard gain by number 22, Isaac Griffith. Wow.
No, my apologies. I didn't see him under center.
Which so used to seeing him in the backfield. Now, if we continue at this route, there is a timeout, an injured player on the field for the Cougars. So we'll take a quick timeout with you while they tend to him. You're watching Evangel Lightning Football.
Veritas Financial Partners.
At Davis Orthopedics, we understand the toll that athletics can take on our bodies. Our sports medicine services utilize cutting-edge surgical techniques and rehabilitation to help patients recover from injuries and surgery and get back on the field. Appointments are available online at mattdavisortho.com. Matt Davis Orthopedics is a proud supporter of Evangel Lightning Athletics. Window Wonders 205 is a local residential home window replacement company. We replace your old windows with high-quality, American-made, energy-efficient vinyl windows that have easy open and easy clean features. Our windows are tinted, filled with low-E argon gas, and come with a lifetime warranty. Tad Samples is your owner, salesperson, and installer, so you only have to deal with one person. Please call today for your free estimate.
All right, Eli Black under center is going to take it himself. There's a big hole, nowhere to go. Touchdown, Lightning!
Result of the play is touchdown, Lightning.
I mean, it was a fake handoff, it looked like to Nibbins, and then I don't know if that was an option play, but he read something and just took off.
Yeah, Escambia didn't really react to that one.
No, I didn't have time.
That was a quick fake.
Breaking news for the Evangel family. Reagan Hopper just had their baby, 8 pounds, 4 ounces. We congratulate her. That is the sister of Jackson Loudon, who just had a big sack. So what exciting news. So I know before Jackson, I am so – oh, darn. All right, so Eli takes it to the side, and he scoots in for another successful 2-point conversion. Falls back over. So that makes your score 50-14. Your Evangel Lightning up. Jason, I'll put you on the spot. What's quick math? 50 minus 14.
Yeah, that would be 36.
Too late. Oh, too late. You don't win the prize.
I said 36.
Okay. Well, I don't know in 11-man, but second half, if you're up by 30, we'll have a hot clock. So it doesn't stop unless for timeout. So if you see something a little wonky, that may be the case.
We're good.
Yep. So you're lighting up 50-14 on this very special night where we celebrate a decade of champions with Coach Smith and former players coming to celebrate. And I did want to mention they had the celebration at 5 earlier, and it was either cooked or sponsored by one of our former coaches that helped with the team, Coach Donovan. who was a big part of this program a few years ago along with his son. So it was fun to run into him and talk to him and just have a great time laughing and catching up. So just a great family. Everybody here at Evangel is fantastic. So it's awesome to run into people. But again, Reagan, if you're watching, we love you. We're missing you up here taking pictures, but big congratulations on the baby as Sawyer Welch tees it up for the Lightning.
Congratulations. And Matt, you said about the running clock, it's not, when I coached flag football in my earlier days,
yeah,
we had a running clock if you were up by so much.
Gotcha.
Very familiar.
And another kick up the middle, off the hands, and smartly falls down on it as they'll take over at their own 25-yard line. And you and I, before Natalie and I got married, we were on a flag football team together. And I was like third or fourth string quarterback. We were pretty decent little team.
Not bad.
That was 20-some-odd years ago.
After 31.
Well,
26.
I'll brag a little bit. Our best play was me to streak as far as I could and the quarterback throw it as deep as they could. So didn't work out all the time.
Those were such fun times, and I could not imagine getting out on a field and running a route without just keeling over.
Yeah, I'm going to blow out a knee if that happens.
All right, so the Cougars take over 1st and 10. We'll call it from the 26, and there's another timeout. I missed that one, so we'll take a heat timeout. So we'll take a quick break. You're watching Evangel Lightning Football.
Enhanced Dental is redefining the dental experience by helping you achieve and maintain comprehensive dental wellness. Dr. Morris and his staff are highly skilled and trained in several areas of dentistry, including preventative and general dentistry, root canals, dental implants, and cosmetic dentistry. They pride themselves on providing painless dentistry with a focus on aesthetics and helping you maintain a healthy smile for life. Contact Enhanced Dental today to schedule your appointment and experience extraordinary dental care. Strike Lightning. Family owned and operated for over 50 years, Shelby Concrete operates 9 ready-mix concrete plants from Central Alabama to the Gulf Coast. For your commercial, residential, or industrial service needs, visit their website today and ask for a quote. ShelbyConcrete.com.
And we are back from that heat timeout during these hot fall, or I guess late summer games. At the 6-minute mark of every quarter, we call a heat timeout to make sure all these great athletes are well hydrated and taken care of. So again, 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line of the Cougars, now up under center. And wow, did we get back there quick and tackled or pushed out of bounds. That was number 4, Jay Forney.
Before Jay Forney on the run, pushed out of bounds by number 2, Jack Nivens.
That was good contained on the outside.
2nd and 6 for the Cougars at their 30.
Yeah, so that was Caden Jackson, the senior, that really pushed him out. He's now in at nose guard, giving Isaac Griffith a break. And Grayson Holmes in the game at corner as the drop snap gets around the corner. Jackson Loudon taking him down, but after about a 3 to 4 yard gain. So we're starting to see some of the newer guys come in. Now entering the game, number 5, Aiden Martin, a senior. He had a catch last week for 18 yards. So, and a rushing 3-yard touchdown. So up and comer. Again, let's see on the far side, I believe that is Jackson Bourgeois, number 26. As Grayson is the corner over here on the inside. Oh, they kind of run into each other. And here comes Nivens and number 15 for the Lightning, the other Morris, with a big tackle. That brings up 4th down and about 5 for the Cougars. Jason, you got to think they're going to go for it here.
Well, you have to. You're down 50 to 14.
Yeah.
You got to go for it. That was a broken play.
From their 32.
Lost a yard. They got to go for it. But it is good to see some of the subs coming in for Evangel, get some playing time.
Absolutely.
Get some experience for later games in the year in case they're needed.
Yeah, Sawyer Welch now in at that middle linebacker position. Nivens still at the end. Throws it over the middle, hits the ground. That was intended for number 4, Jay Forney. So turnover on downs. Great job by that defense, keeping them from a first down as we take over 1st and 10 at the Cougar 32-yard line. And we'll see if Cobb goes in at quarterback this time or if they'll keep Eli. Yeah, so Matthew Cobb, talking to Coach, going in for his second game in a row, followed by 13, Case and Venable. Cruz Romano coming out for a little bit of a break. 3:38, and the clock is rolling here in the third quarter.
So I can make the statement again. We have a new quarterback.
We have,
And now
yes.
it's
You were just reading the future is all you were doing earlier. And he is flanked by number 11, the sophomore, Jackson Rubertus, who he had some good action last week as well. It's a handoff to Jackson. Tries to get around the corner, taken down hard. I didn't see who the initial hit was.
It looks like number 11 maybe.
All right, number 11,
Yep.
that is, Perkins. So good speed around the corner for that defense for the Cougars.
Rupertus on the carry. Gave about 1 on the play. 2nd and 9 for the Lightning.
So they're going to give him a gain of a yard on that. Cobb still in at quarterback. Again, he was 5 of 8 last week with 84 yards in the air, so a great start for him. And handoff to Rupertus again. Finds a little bit of a hole, keeping those feet moving. He's still on his feet. Going to blow the whistle, yep. So after about probably a 4 hard-fought gain by number 11, the sophomore, for the Lightning.
I tell you what, he's got a burst. doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
And you said it, Matt. I mean, he kept his feet moving.
Yep. So 3rd and about 4.
From Escambia Academy 26-yard line.
We'll see if we take it to the air. Cobb with a great arm for such a young man. Plays a lot for the JV. So we get our receivers lined up. That's number 10, King Hope. He's a freshman for the Lightning. Another handoff as Rupert hit hard, spins off of it. But he's got 3 or 4 guys, falls forward. We'll see where they mark it. But a big, loud pop. But he stayed on his feet. They're going to call it 4th and 1.
And number 56, Thomas.
Looks like it's about 4th and half a yard.
Yep.
Short for the Lightning.
A minute 30 and the clock still rolling. You're Lightning up 50-14. And you got to think might be a little bit of some of the tiredness on this Cougar team. They certainly have more guys they had last year, but they only have 23 on the roster, and we have more guys to sub in and out. So we may be seeing a little bit of exhaustion going on for the Cougars.
No doubt. Fatigue is definitely a factor at this point.
Another handoff to Rubertus, or I think so. No, Cobb's going to try to keep it. I think it was an option, and he thought he could take it himself, but great pursuit by number 15. That was Kai Bartholomew. So the Cougars will take over on downs at their own 24-yard line.
First and 10 for the Cougars.
But saw some great things right there, especially out of number 11, Jackson Rupertus.
At their 24.
And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Rupertus? All right, Greg Bourgeois gives me the gold stamp. All right, so we have some more new guys. Number 28, that is Nolan Smith, a junior, 6'3". Number 24, maybe I'm reading that wrong. Who's the nose guard right there? Oh,
Like
34.
34.
Yeah, Caden Jackson. Sorry about that.
You got 28, 34, 26, 6.
Yeah, so Holmes on the far side. I believe that is with Morris as the corners. They're going to let the clock run down and let this go into the 4th quarter. So a smart call right there by the Cougars. As we go into the 4th quarter, you're Lightning up 50-14. We're going to take a quick break as we swap sides. You're watching Evangel Lightning football.
Team Massey Properties has 44 years of real estate knowledge and experience serving the real estate needs of Shelby, Jefferson, Chilton, and surrounding counties. Offering aggressive marketing strategies to position your property for the sale in an ever-changing real estate market. Commercial, residential, investment, land, and farm real estate services. Call or text Matt Massey for all of your real estate needs. Let's go Lightning! At Davis Orthopedics, we understand the toll that athletics can take on our bodies. Our sports medicine services utilize cutting-edge surgical techniques and rehabilitation to help patients recover from injuries and surgery and get back on the field. Appointments are available online at mattdavisortho.com. Matt Davis Orthopedics is a proud supporter of Evangel Lightning Athletics.
And welcome back to this fourth quarter. Scott, who were our third period sponsors before we got away from us there?
Yeah, third quarter we had Mandy Welch with the Exit Realty Cahaba and Noble Bank and Trust. And then this quarter we're going to have Davis Orthopedics, who we just heard from, and Dry Valley Ranch, a new sponsor this year.
Fantastic. Thank you to those sponsors. Yeah, that third quarter got away from us with that hot clock. But we're getting ready to start this fourth quarter. Again, it's good to see these new guys getting in, getting some time and experience.
Start of the fourth quarter, it's 1st and 10 for us.
And they have Cameron Bryan back in the quarterback position. And he's going to have a straight run to the sideline. Holmes trying to get over there to him, but just races past him. He's at the 20. Here comes Morris, and he tackles him into the end zone. So a big run for the number 3, Cameron Bryan. That was about a 60, 70-yard run, so that'll make your score 20-50 with 11:30 to go in this football game. So he saw the corner, hit it hard. Their receivers did a great job of pushing our corners back.
Yeah, they had some good blocks on the outside,
yes.
And then it was just pure speed.
Pure speed.
Number 6, Holmes got a hand on him, but couldn't bring him down.
Yeah, that is a freight train running around that corner right there. All right, so they are just waiting for the football as they line up for an extra point by 24 Grant Sasser. He's been 2 for 2 tonight. Let's see if he makes it 3 for 3. Good snap, good hold. Looks like right through the middle.
Good kicker.
Yes, he is. So Grant Sasser, 3 for 3 tonight.
Evangel 50, Escambia Academy 21.
And he has a leg, as we mentioned before during pregame. He was easily kicking 40 and 45-yarders right through the upright. So a lot of talent, that young man. As it's 21-50 now, 10:25 and rolling. That even though they've now gotten to 29 points, it is still a hot clock. So once that 30 is hit, it just continues for the rest of the half. So our receiving core is out on the field, and we have some good hands up front. Nivens, Ethan Morris, Jackson Morris, Riggs Black, and Grayson Holmes deep for the Lightning. Let's see if they try to do an onside kick because they want to get that ball back. So we'll see what the Cougars have in store.
Yeah, Matt, you have to expect an onside kick being down 50-21.
All right, so 9:20 and counting. The lefty lines up. It's a short drop back, so I'm going to expect something short. And it's a little pooch kick over to Morris. Hit immediately. And he held on to the ball.
Ball caught by number 15.
That was a great catch of the ball. Great.
It'll be 1st and 10.
My soul would have left my body if that would have happened to me.
No, being hit that hard and keeping
But
hold of the
wow,
ball was great.
Great job by Ethan Morris as he goes back into the game. And Matthew Cobb still in at quarterback, and we see number 5, Aiden Martin, in for the Lightning. Little extra discussion by the Lightning offense in the huddle. And that is number 20, Nathan Murphy, split out wide for the Lightning. Martin, little toss pitch inside. Try to get that block, but he's going to hit the edge, and he gets knocked out of bounds hard by number 15. That's Kai Bartholomew, who's been a force for the defense on the Cougars.
Yeah, but great ability to get on the outside right there. Get that first down. Keep the clock running. Get a first down. And you have to expect running the ball here.
Yeah. Holmes checks in for the Lightning. So Holmes and Murphy to this near side. Clock at 7:30. So they're waiting for the ref to hold up the hand, means 10 seconds. Holmes goes in motion, looking to block for Cobb. Holmes with a great block downfield. Cobb taken down behind after about an 8-yard gain. So that's going to bring up 2nd and short, as the next snap will be under 7 minutes.
That was a great play by Cobb to get to the outside.
Yeah, followed that block of number 6.
Down to the Cougar, 24.
Cobb takes the play from the sideline. And we have no play clocks here around the field, so the quarterback's looking at the back judge. When he raises his hand, that means there's 10 seconds left on the play clock. As Cobb in the shotgun formation, the hand goes up. Holmes goes in motion. And toss pitch. Holmes trying to block downfield, trying to make something out of nothing was number 10. That's King Hope, the freshman. Just great pursuit by the Cougar defense. So not much of a gain, brings up 3rd and 2 for the Lightning.
Yeah, they got good outside pressure on that one to turn it back in and stop that play from getting any progress.
All right, so the clock rolling forward, now under 6 minutes. Murphy and Holmes to the far side.
Still in 2-down territory.
Yep. Hope flanking Cobb. Holmes in motion. Good snap, toss pitch to Hope. He's going to try to hit the corner and get the first down. He's going to be a little short. That was good blocking out there by Schofield, but he just couldn't get around.
Yeah, Matt, looks like we're looking at about 4th and half a yard.
So wouldn't surprise to see maybe a sneak up the middle. They're taking their time to discuss it. Hagan Joyner down there on the sideline with Cobb. 4-down territory. Oh, we got the first down. They gave us the first down. Okay.
Well,
that's why it's 4-down territory, Scott.
Well, I thought we were a half a yard short.
I didn't see it. Did y'all see who called the timeout? It could be because we're below that 6 minute mark. We'll stay with you as the Lightning are pretty much in control right now, 50-21 over the Cougars. As we see a lot of the coaches down there still coaching them up hard. That's one of the great things about this program. They don't just sit back. They are coaching 100% all the time. So everybody's hydrated as number 65, that's Luke Lumen, the sophomore, going in for the Lightning. Cobb leads them back out onto the field. And that's also number 44, Nathan Fisher Evans, sophomore. He's here to the near side next to Holmes.
10 for the Lightning at the Cougar 22.
Waiting for that 10-second call by the back judge. Nope, they go ahead and snap it. Hand it off to King. King Hope, the freshman, hit hard by number 3. That's Cameron Bryan, one of the great athletes for the Cougars. Really no gain. Well, they're going to call a 1-yard gain for the Lightning.
Excuse me, 1-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 9 for the Lightning. From the Cougar 21.
looks like the Cougars have most of their starters still in, and
Yeah.
they're playing hard.
All right, so Cobb still in. Holmes and Evans on the far side. Little confusion on the receivers. All right, so they're now set. 10 seconds remaining. Holmes goes in motion. Going to be a little handoff to Holmes. He cuts back up the middle, drops the ball, but recovered immediately by, who's that, 54.
54.
Yep, Bo Reynolds, great job jumping on the ball. But Holmes was just hit immediately right there. Had a few yards gained as the time rolls, 3:40 and rolling. All right, so shotgun formation. Cobb still in, flanked by Hope. There's the snap. Going to be a quarterback draw. Cobb looking for some blockers. Going to be drugged down by number 56. That's Aiden Thomas, a senior. So Cobb just couldn't find a seam to get through. That brings up 4th and about 6 for the Lightning.
4th and 6, running clock, 2:52 to go.
Yeah. And Aiden Martin trots into the game. He's going to give Fisher Evans a little bit of a break. Holmes and Martin here to this near side. Cobb in the shotgun formation. Martin in motion. It's going to be a little inside handoff. He's trying to get to the corner and taken down by number 15 again. You guessed it, Kai Bartholomew. Great athlete for the Cougars. Gets up a little slow, but the Cougars are going to take over on downs right here. So it's going to be under 2 minutes when that ball snaps.
At their 20-yard line.
And Holmes stays out on the field. Now in number 65, Luke Lumen. He stays on the field. Number 27 in for the Lightning. That's Levi Jackson, a junior. '54 is Bo Reynolds. He is still out on the field. Number 30, that is Dylan Loftus. Am I pronouncing that right? Okay, I got another thumbs up out here. I'm 2 for 2 tonight.
Doing well, doing well. But there was great pursuit by the Escambia number 15.
Absolutely.
On that corner.
It may be under a minute before they snap this ball. If they snap it at all, you certainly don't want to get a guy hurt when there's no need to. Yeah, there goes the whistle to start the play clock.
1st and 10 for the Cougars at their 20-yard line.
And that is Cameron Bryan out there at quarterback. We are now 60 seconds away from this game time expiring. And they are looking to pass. And he goes down. Great catch by number 12. That's Cameron Perkins. No, I'm sorry, Marshall Gandy, who thankfully had a short-term injury and came back into the game. So 35 seconds and counting. They'll see if they can get one more shot to get something deep downfield.
Yeah, and you'll give them a 6-7 yard gain at this point. You don't want to give them a long one.
Right. So he drops. Great pursuit. He gets on the outside, and he just lowers his head. Great tackle by Luke Lumen, the sophomore. Not afraid of the freight train. Takes him down. I believe that's going to be all she wrote for this game. 5 seconds. 3 seconds. And that is your final score. Your Evangel Lightning 50. Escambia Academy Cougars 21. A hard-fought fight on both sides of the ball. The Lightning had a few breaks, and then we kept the pressure on defense in that second half. I think that was the biggest difference was our defense. And like you talked about, Jason, great pursuit in getting and hitting those gaps as we see the Lightning and the Cougars line up to shake hands. And what a great second game for this Lightning. It was good to see our second team come in and perform. things we have to work on going back to practice this week. We got to get those snap exchanges under control. And we also have to have some of our blocking. We struggled a little bit early on, but a lot of room for opportunity. Jason, I know it's not your first 8-man game to see. You've come out here to see your nephews perform before, but up in the booth, watching from up high, do you see any difference between 8-man and 11-man once the game gets started?
No, it's all about doing your assignment.
Right.
Yeah, there's a little bit more space, a little bit more room to cover, but
Yep.
if you do your assignment, you're good. But, the key points for me were regaining the line of scrimmage after the mid-first quarter and then making those key plays. And it's the defense, the defensive line.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shooting those gaps and creating problems was the key.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, we have a big week ahead of us as we will be traveling to Louisiana this coming Friday. I will be with you. Wesley will be back in the booth, and we will have another great Evangel Lightning matchup for you because it was a tough fight last year with that Louisiana team. And again, another big congratulations to all the former players and families and friends that came out to support Coach Smith and all that he's helped build here at Evangel. It's just so special to see. Scott, great having you in the booth, my man, running the stream, and our 2 new camera operators. We are so appreciative. Jason, thank you so much for stepping up, man. What a big deal.
I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me. And, if y'all want to vote and on the chat and say.
It'll be a silent vote.
I was better than Wesley, that's fine. The uncle beats the nephew. That's okay.
That's all right.
But no, enjoyed it. It was a great game.
Well, thank you again so much. Special night again here at Evangel at Clayton O'Neill Field here in Montevallo, Alabama. We are at a time. We thank you for yours. For Evangel Lightning, I'm Matt Holmes, Jason Simmons, Scott Stafford, and John, what's your last name? Osborne on camera. We sign off saying good night, strike lightning.